You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story, making sure his click stays up. That means
Hello Friday, I've been waiting for you for a long time. You just saved me when my life came tumbling down. And I know you're gonna leave me. Hello Friday, I've been waiting for you for a long time.
3, 2.
The pitch, slider, rip, fair down the first base line. Here comes Helfrich. Here comes Iredale with a go-ahead run. Big Country's rounding third. He's on his way to the plate. Cutoff throw, sliding in. He's out. Hogs need a review. They're going to ask for a review. This was awfully close. It is right now a 2-run double by Charles Davalon pending the review. 1-1. A swing and a soft looper over third, base hit left field. Going to bring in Robinette. Thomas rounds third and scores. And Behiba Aloy gets his softest base hit of the season, driving in 2 runs.
I know we left 12 on for the game, something like that, but it was early in the game. That's when we had to score some runs. We left a lot of runners out there. We put together some innings, whether it was hits or a base on ball. I think we had hit by pitch. I mean, leadoff guys on, second base in a while, whatever the case may be. We didn't get him in, and give him credit for wiggling out of some jams. And that probably was the difference in the game early. We should have added on to that 2-1 lead. They did a nice job getting that relay throw to the plate, to keep it from being 3-1 with Aloy coming up. But it's the way the game works sometimes.
Ooh. All right, welcome into the zone on the road again on a Friday here. We are at Relyance Bank in Benton, Arkansas. This is one of their, maybe their newest location. They opened in January here. Nice, isn't it?
It is. I was here for the grand opening.
Oh, were you now, Mr. Fancy
Yeah,
Pants?
before all the light fixtures and stuff were in. Before
Where was
that
I?
was even finished. You weren't here. It was Chris Kane was here with me.
Well, he's always around. Mm-hmm. He's Mr. Reliance Bank.
Nice little spot, though, huh?
It's a great spot.
Real nice, real nice.
Still got that new bank smell. I was telling the morning guys. So last night disappointing, but not shocking. Tennessee's solid team, and boy, they talked to Vitella last night. He's a pretty cool customer. His team is pretty annoying, but he's a
cool dude.
I don't think he's a bad dude, man. And he was good with the guys. I mean, he plays the game well. He handles the interview section part of the game last night pretty well. But anyway, disappointing. Arkansas up early, 2-1, and then Zack got himself in some trouble, and he couldn't get out of it. And then Gabe Gackle came in, our guy, and he didn't have a great night. We'll hear from Coach about Gabe's performance last night coming up a little later. And then, listen, Dylan Carter, another solid outing, only pitched 2/3 of an inning, but did a good job there. Walked a guy, but struck a guy out and didn't give up any hits. And then Ben Bybee came in for a clean inning. Hunter Dietz had a rough night. Came in the ninth, and gave up 3 earned runs. I guess he had a couple and then left a guy on base that got home. So, tough deal, man. It's just it's a bad deal. You go in there and don't give up any or don't get any outs. And that's a guy that we're really excited to get back, and they should be. But he didn't have a good outing last night. He's still kind of settling in. But I said yesterday was big game, because tonight you're facing their ace, and it's not going to be easy against a really good left-hander. So we'll see how it goes. But goodness gracious, that was tough.
Tough game.
It was
good
tough.
though.
No, not good.
No,
terrible.
I mean, it was good at one point.
Yeah, it was good.
7-6. Wasn't it 7-6 at one point?
Yeah, no, they did get within a run.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Do they need one of these next two?
it's a great question. That's the question of the day today. Glad you asked. Very
yeah.
good, DJ. Very astute. Question of the day today: does Arkansas still get a national seed if they get swept by Tennessee? The conference championship is gone now for the regular season. Texas won last night. Arkansas losing. They are now 18-10, so they're 3 games behind Texas with 2 to play. LSU, Vanderbilt, Georgia, all lurking. Georgia with a win over A&M as their terrible streak continues, Aggies' terrible streak. And Arkansas could potentially, I guess, if they don't win a game, fall into, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th place, 6th place even, 7th place maybe. Because Tennessee could get to 18 and 12, and they would have the tiebreaker over Arkansas. But if you get multiple teams, I don't know. Then Auburn's at 16 and 12, Georgia's 17-11, Vanderbilt 17 wins, LSU 17 wins. So,
I mean, if you're not first, does it even matter in those standings?
you want to be in the top 4 because you don't have to play until either Thursday or Friday. So
Gotcha.
that's the only thing that's significant, I think, for Arkansas at this point. And the good news is you've only got to win 3 games to win the whole conference tournament, so that's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So, anyway, then the other piece of the puzzle, of course, with bats and balls is that the softball team begins its trek towards, hopefully, its first ever trip to Oklahoma City with the game today against St. Louis, and then the early game up there with Oklahoma State. And, Trey, who are they playing?
They got St. Louis.
No, Arkansas's playing St. Louis. Oklahoma State's playing
Indiana.
Thank you. That game is at 2 o'clock, I believe, and that
3
game
o'clock.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. And Arkansas's at 5:30 on ESPN Plus.
Get those games done quick.
Gotcha.
Softball's so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they're on ESPN Plus. So, boy, they kind of jerked us around the
Yeah,
Arkansas
they did.
game yesterday, too. I tuned into ESPN2. I got PGA Championship on. I'm like, what's happening? Then it says go to ESPN News. I'm like, okay, we'll go to ESPN News. Then I'm watching ESPN News, and all of a sudden, Mina Combs is yammering. I'm like, what are we doing? I was like, it's back over on ESPN2.
They got a new service coming out, though.
Who's that?
A new streaming platform.
ESPN does?
Uh-huh.
What is it?
I
Flagship,
think
right?
they're going to allow – yeah, it's going to be all one spot, $30 a month. Yep, $30
It's
a
direct to
month.
consumer. They're kind of bypassing the TV.
The providers?
Yes.
So you just go online to ESPN.com or whatever, and you've got all access to all ESPN stuff?
Mm-hmm.
$30 a month?
You dig it?
That sucks.
Oh, it does? I don't know.
I think how expensive that is.
It's pretty
I don't
expensive.
know.
But if you can
It's very
cut
expensive.
YouTube TV out or whatever and just do that, if your only thing you're using YouTube TV for or whatever is just to watch sports. Although,
Yeah, but you still have.
Yeah, that's
are they going to
true.
carry all the ABC? What about
Yeah.
CBS? What about NBC? What about
yeah, then you wouldn't have
FS1?
those.
I mean,
Good
yeah.
point.
Yeah, I don't know. Seems like a lot. Are they going to leave the rest of it the way it is? Like if I want to just do an add-on package? I don't even know what ESPN Plus is a month.
I don't know either.
I think it's
pay
like
it, but I don't know. I pay
$8,
it for a
but I
year.
really don't think it's worth it. Like, there's nothing on there other than watching games.
Well,
Yeah.
Arkansas softball.
Yeah, I mean,
At
there's
5:30?
there's all kinds of games on there that I watch on the ESPN app that I get from that. Plus, you get the ESPN Insider stuff too, Christian. So it's not all bad. I don't know. We're going to be here until 1 o'clock. We do have 2 things to tell you about, among other things. We're going to tell you about the bank, but number one, there's a free lunch here. Lupita's Mexican food truck is coming from 11 to 1. So if you come here to the Benton location, 100 Carpenter Road, West Carpenter Road, thank you, in Benton.
I think you misspoke. Did you say free?
Yeah, I heard. You heard me.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What? Dang. First come, first serve.
Yep.
Oh, that's a deal.
Are you eating?
No.
Big man's been on a juice cleanse. What are we down to today?
Down 14.
Whoa. We're going the wrong way.
No, down. Well, I weighed back in. It was like 15.2. Now it's like 14.8. But today was my first day of eating something.
Oh, you
clean.
did eat?
So I had overnight oats.
Okay.
Wasn't very good, but maybe that's why I got a headache too.
It's not helping. Anyway, let's get you some cheese dip. That'll
Yeah?
get you right
Will
back
that
on
do
track.
it?
Maybe,
Will
or
that do
maybe
it?
some chicken fajitas or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Complimentary lunch. Yes.
Why don't you just jump on a headset,
Yeah, come
Dan?
on,
It'll
what
make
are
it
we
way
doing? Yeah.
easier. Deanna Cordy's here, representing our friends at Reliance Bank. Also, if you come by today, you can register to win a 36-inch Blackstone grill. It's
Ooh.
right over here. I want that bad.
I want that too.
I want that, but I can't win.
You're not
I
eligible
know.
to
and I
win.
already
I'm
have
sorry.
one. I
How
want
much are?
another one.
I don't know what the retail on those is. We talk about those when we go out to Lumber One, but they're pretty nice.
Yeah, I can't remember how much I paid for it.
They're over $300, and then we actually have. We bought the grill tools for you. We got a cover for it,
Ooh.
and then we've got a Bluetooth Reliance Bank speaker. We've got some luggage tags, some koozies, some cups.
What else?
You want to? Yeah, it's back there. I haven't
A
brought it
bar
out yet.
gold from the vault.
So they come
They
here.
don't let me in the vault.
They just come here and sign up, and
They
that's
just
it.
come sign up, and we will draw at. You don't have to be present to win, and we will draw right before the show ends.
There's a kid I know named Maddox Acri that's got nothing
get
to
up
do
there.
today.
Has to be over 18. Oh,
He's
he
18.
is.
He's
I
18.
forgot.
I
He
know.
did turn 18. I
You
forgot.
blink, and there you go. That kid's headed to college. Hard to believe.
Y'all, that's a good deal.
It is. What?
Yeah.
Tell me about this location, Deanna, since I haven't been here
Yeah,
before.
so we opened in January, mid-January, in the snow. On that Tuesday, had snow stacked outside. Our 21st branch. So we're excited to add our third branch to Saline County. So we've got one in Bryant, this one in Benton, and we have one in Hot Springs Village that's right on the border of Saline County. So we love the community down here, and so we're thrilled to be here.
Saline County is title town now. You got Bryant and Benton both state champions now.
Yes.
We're going to have the head coach on a little bit later. You know Coach pretty well?
Coach Dax, yeah, we grew up together.
How's that?
He was here last time and sitting right in front of me, and we were talking. And then he says, "You don't remember me, do you?" I was like, "Huh?" I mean, it's been since, when
We
was
talking like
that?
5 or 6 years old?
No. It was high school, but we only played on a summer team together.
Okay.
But Coach Swift was our coach.
Yeah.
And he went to Benton. Now he's coach for Benton. And I just remember, I was like, dude, that white dude got a shot. I mean, dude got a stroke. And he had a low buzz cut. Looks just like he does now. So that's why I'm shocked I didn't recognize him. But, we always called him Coach Shepard. Hendrix. And I was like, wait a minute, that's Dax. And then he said, yeah, bro, it's me. And so that was pretty cool. So he's going to be joining us, and I'll make sure I don't mess that up this time.
We've also got the Benton Soccer Club. I guess it's the coach.
It is the coach. He actually coaches the Benton High School team as well. I think they unfortunately lost yesterday, but
So I was
yeah,
told.
so he will be here. They are actually going to build some new soccer fields in Benton, and Relyance Bank is one of the partners that's helping sponsor that and get those fields built. Again, it's all about our youth, so we're happy to be part of that. So they'll talk about that project that's coming up.
Hobby Chapin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and Hobby lives in Sheridan. We have a branch in Sheridan.
Of course you do.
And unlike you, Justin, met with Hobby, and Hobby came down and opened an account with Relyance Bank.
Oh.
So, yeah. I know you've been talking about it, but we may have to do that today.
I'm ready. Let's do it. Also, the executive director of the Benton Chamber of Commerce, Gary James, is going to come by. And so he doesn't get all the attention. The mayor, Tom Farmer, is going to come over and welcome us today as well, DJ. So,
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty big time.
Yeah.
They are very excited about Buc-ee's. If you didn't notice the 52 billboards on the way down here, I would tell the people at Buc-ee's that the best way to advertise that they're coming is on the buzz. So we need to get the word to them. They're
I'll
wasting
do
their
that.
money on those silly billboards when they could be on the buzz and letting the whole world know what's going on.
They could come by today and get a twofer. We could get an account open for Buc-ee's and then get some radio advertising. Trey's here.
Genius.
How about that?
I'm sure you'd be happy to take that account. That'd be a good one to get. I don't know if they're ever going to do another one in the state, but it's certainly exciting to have it here. And I know there are a lot of people who will be making the drive. There'll be people coming from the capital city for lunch.
That's right. That's right.
Or just to peruse.
Lapito's has a brick and mortar actually in Little Rock.
Do they?
It's on Cantrell. I can't pronounce the name of it. It ends in Alicia, but it's down there by kind of Foxcroft area where.
Alicia.
Yeah, where Shipley's
Yeah.
Donuts is. Yeah.
I know where that Shipley's is.
Yeah,
Don't
they've
speak
got
to me
great-
donut shops. You know, I don't
It's
eat
right
donuts.
past Foxcroft, right?
Yes.
What's that?
Kind of
name?
in there. There's a big car wash.
I know where you are. So that area.
Yes, they're
Okay,
right
cool.
there. But
Yep.
anyway, they've got delicious food, so we're
Okay.
excited to have
Good
them.
to know.
Yeah.
Other news yesterday, Coach Pittman making the rounds with the Razorback Roadshow, and he talked a little NIL, and I didn't see a lot else that came out of there, but maybe Tom Murphy's got some more. And we got the big news. We were a little bit, I don't want to say pessimistic, but
We were pessimistic.
Listen, I'm only going off what I was told.
Yeah.
But I wasn't super confident that J.J. Andrews is going to become a Hog, but apparently that is exactly what he's going to do, and I'm excited that he has announced that he will go to Arkansas. He has one more high school year left, but he is now 6'7". Who knows? He may be 6'8" before he gets out of school.
Still growing?
Yeah, I think so.
Christian, do you remember who that caller was yesterday who said he had the inside scoop on him?
I don't
75%
remember his
Arkansas?
name. He said
You
it
may
was
have to remember
between
that one.
Arkansas and LSU. If he wants to call back in, go for it.
I'm really glad he didn't go to LSU. You're by?
I'll buy for right now.
I buy for right now.
I'll
We're here
be
for right
back.
now. Okay. Deanna Cordy hanging out. And let's get JW in here. 10:20. Again, the Hogs on the buzz tonight. It's an ESPN Plus game, I believe, television-wise.
Correct.
All right. We were all over this today.
I'm on it.
What's
I've only said it 3 times this morning.
I got you. I'm glad you know the softball times, too, better than I do.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I cannot wait to go home. There's also – the Cubs play this afternoon. They have an
Don't know
early
the
game.
time on that one.
I know you don't. It's okay. But they're playing the White Sox, so we got a little Chicago series going this weekend. The White Sox stink. So the Cubs need to make up a little
Hey, man,
ground.
that's the Pope's team. Easy.
Hey, listen, I love the Pope.
Yeah.
But the Sox aren't good.
Okay.
Maybe he could pay
Do a little something
after this weekend, hopefully.
If they win the series this year, then
yeah, that'd be something. Maybe we get an all Chicago series. That'd really be something. The White Sox have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
2:30. What's that?
Baseball tonight.
Is that new? Or is it always on there? Did they move it?
6:30
Programming
Central
note:
Time.
tonight's Vol baseball game with Arkansas will air. So yeah, it must have been moved to SEC Network, 6:30 Central Time, 6 o'clock on the Buzz. Bam! Thank you, Trey. Look at that. You know, between the three of us, we're almost like one smart guy.
We're almost there.
What's up, JW?
Hey, man. Hey, so I was watching the game last night, and I don't claim to know I know a lot about. I know more about football, not ins and outs and everything about football, but baseball, I just have a question. I'm not being negative. I'm not being this, but I do have a question. The game before the series, we swung on the very first pitch every time, and it was a ball. Last night, it didn't matter what pitcher Tennessee had. The very first pitch was right down the middle, and it was a strike every single time. Now they're just watching the ball. If we, as a social media, I was kind of watching it on YouTube in the comments. Everybody's saying the same exact thing that I'm saying right now. Why is it hard for a player or a coach to say, hey, guys, let's switch it up? They're throwing strikes on the very first pitch down the middle. Let's hit it. Why are we looking at the ball going by over and over and over? And maybe there's something I don't know, but I just want to know, what are we doing? And I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
They're losing. That's what they're doing. They did have 15 hits last night. But I agree with JW. I'm not even going to argue with you. He's right. I mean, their pitchers were pitching ahead most of the night. Root was having a hard time finding the strike zone and pitching behind quite a bit. So it makes it a lot easier when you pitch ahead. And their guy did a good job, I thought, last night. Arkansas did get to him for 3 runs, but their bullpen played pretty well until the very end. So
I don't know enough about baseball strategy, so
I mean, there are a lot of guys.
Does it seem like there's a conversation said, hey, take the first pitch?
No, I mean,
surely not, right?
I mean,
sometimes.
I don't think you want to go up there and have every guy swing at the first pitch. You want to make the guy go a little deeper in the count. You want to make him, if you're grounding out on the first pitch, it makes it easier on the pitcher. And he was a little deeper in his pitch count than Root was until Root got in trouble. Root was cruising for a few innings, and then he got in some trouble. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm not afraid to swing at a first pitch at all, but I mean, I don't want every guy doing it for sure. But they were throwing a lot of first pitch strikes.
Sorry, just had a random thought pop up.
Strange cat, man. All right, so let's see. What else do we have to get to today? Oh, I wanted to mention this. I saw this in the Democrat Gazette. Did you see where, we talked about the ban list being, the guys on the ban list being allowed in?
Yes,
posthumously.
A lot of
So one of the guys is a Little Rock guy, Gene Paulette. I think he was the first guy that was banned from the sport.
What did he do?
He was connected to gambling or connected with gamblers or socialized with gamblers or whatever. Anyway, 1921 he got banned. First player ever banned for consorting with gamblers is the way it's phrased. So he's eligible for reinstatement, obviously posthumously. I don't know what that means. I don't know if he's got a Hall of Fame kind of career. Played 500 Major League games over 6 seasons, 269 batting average. In the game's dead ball era, he checked in at 6 feet 150, by the way. Hit 2 home runs, drove in 165 runs, and stole 43 bases. Now, back in the day, that was a brawny man.
6 foot 150.
Yep.
Dang.
So I don't know a lot about the guy, but Gene Paulette off the ban list now. So I'm sure his family's thrilled. That's kind of cool, though. I didn't know that. If you want to join us today, 501-661-1037. JW's got the number memorized, but we want to make sure you know it. 501-661-1037. You can also hit us up on the D3 Auto Sales text line. And we have our live fan feedback open through our Listen Live button that is brought to you by our friends at Whit Davis. Lumber Plus, more than a lumberyard. Let's hit our break. It's 10:25. What? Yep. Good?
Me? I'm solid.
Very, very interesting. Christian also had to correct his mother on Twitter, which was awkward. Christian,
Wait, what?
I'm live.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I just I had to. I didn't want to. I had to.
Well, in a tease tweet, I said, recap of the Hogs loss. We're going to talk about it on the show today. Recap the Hogs loss. Nugs hang on to force Game 7. And his mom said, if they win, there won't be a Game 7. And he said, No, they won last night to force a Game 7. It's like, come on, Mom, don't argue with the Wizard, even if you made the Wizard.
We know that. That's funny.
Hilarious.
Is she Miss Wizard? No, she would be a witch.
She's Mama Wizard.
Yeah, wizards are.
Oh, dudes.
Yeah.
No, I think you can be a female wizard, right?
A warlock.
Warlock's
is.
a dude.
No, we said warlock's like a bad wizard.
No, I always thought a warlock was a dude lizard.
No.
Wizard.
No, wizards can be dudes. I don't think wizards are women.
Yeah.
You don't think a wizard can be a woman?
No, they're witches.
I think that is very racist.
Or
Can they be women?
I don't know.
Yes, wizards can be
Okay,
women.
all
It
right.
says so on AI.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Well,
the term
AIs.
wizard is often used as a gender-neutral term. Warlock and
Witch.
witch,
Okay.
I think. Wizard and witch as individual terms. When referring to individuals, the term wizard and witch are generally used to denote gender.
Okay.
Although,
All
so
right.
generally, you call it dude wizard.
Yeah.
Is
I guess that's
warlock
true.
negative?
Like we were talking about
Okay.
Harry Potter.
Hermione
like they're
was a
all
wizard.
wizards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
even think about that.
You're right.
Is warlock gender neutral? Yes, warlock is generally
Nah.
considered gender neutral.
AI's
It's
wrong.
not.
AI's
I'm
wrong.
taking up with AI.
AI's wrong.
Get off me. Particularly in fantasy setting like Dungeons and Dragons, where you nerds live. Historically had a more male-specific connotation. Thank you. But is it negative? I don't know about that. You guys are making it out like I never thought of a warlock as negative. There was
It's
a
not
warlock on
necessary.
I Dream of Jeannie. Not I Dream of Jeannie.
I feel like warlocks are typically
Was it I
bad
Dream of
guys.
Jeannie?
Right?
What? What?
I feel like warlocks in everything that I've seen have typically been
Usually.
bad guys.
But I don't think that means they have
War-
to be bad. It's just they.
Warlock is generally considered negative, especially in certain contexts like witchcraft and fantasy.
They get a
I
bad
never
rap.
thought of that.
They get a bad rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know what, I'm taking up for the Warlocks and Merlot. Those are the two things that are my new, sticking up for them from now on. So I think it's ridiculous. You guys are so mean.
Witches also has a
1028.
negative connotation, right? We think of
It
bad
does.
when we say witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you're,
It's close to something.
it can be nice comparatively, I suppose. Could have called you something else. Anyway, we're going to take a timeout, and as we head into the break, I want to tell you about buckling up. If you're coming to see us today, awesome. But make sure you snap the latch before you head this way. We'd love to have you here alive and well. And again, I can't guarantee that you're going to survive a car accident if you wear your seatbelt. But I would say your chances of surviving without it are pretty darn bad. 92% is the national seatbelt rate usage rate, rather. It's 80% here in Arkansas. So I think, look, we trail on a lot of things, but this is completely self-imposed here. What are we doing? Step it up. Seatbelt use saves nearly 15,000 lives a year. It's a lot of people, DJ.
A lot.
A lot of people. Still need a reason. Here's another thing. In 2022, 50% of all the passengers killed in car crashes were unrestrained. So, yes, 50% of people wearing a seatbelt died. But if you're going to tell me I got a better chance, a 50% better chance to live,
Take it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm very pro-live. Anyway, we're going to take a break. Oh, we haven't even talked about the PGA Championship.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, how about Mr. Vegas betting on himself? 7 under yesterday.
Can they do that in golf?
I don't know why not. Is that a rule? You're my expert. Sure.
Can you bet on yourself
You
in
can
golf?
bet on yourself in horse racing. I don't know why you could in golf.
You just can't in basketball, football,
Yeah, anything organized
Huh.
league. I don't know.
boxing?
Is there a way to bet on yourself
Boxing?
against yourself in golf?
Ooh.
That might be a little bit
Yeah.
of a slippery slope. Boxing?
Boxing, they bet on themselves,
For
right?
sure.
Yeah.
I think so.
Can they bet on themselves to lose?
You can bet on the other guy to win.
Dang.
Or
Smart.
maybe not legally. Kind of undermines the integrity of the sport, I would think. But anyway, we are at 100 West Carpenter Road in Benton. Again, free lunch here today at Relyance Bank. Lupita's Mexican food truck from 11 to 1. And come by and register to win not only a 36-inch Blackstone grill, but all the accoutrements. There's a really awesome griddle kit. You got a cover. You got some sweet mugs that I'm going to steal one of. And some koozies. I mean, there's all kinds of cool stuff. There's one mug in there.
That's at least a $500 value. At least.
Easily. 10:30. We're back in a second.
The Red White Report is brought to you daily on the Zone by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health.
This is Sports Center.
The NCAA Division I softball tournament begins today for the Arkansas Razorbacks. That means a matchup with the St. Louis Billikens at 5:30. They win that game, they'll take on the winner of Indiana and Oklahoma State. It is a double elimination tournament. The winner of the Fayetteville Regional will take on the winner of the Tucson Regional. Arizona, Santa Clara, Grand Canyon, and Ole Miss are in that one. Arkansas baseball falls last night to Tennessee by a score of 10-7. But Arkansas lost and a Texas win yesterday. That guarantees the Longhorns are your 2025 SEC champions. Still plenty to play for this weekend as the Hogs are trying to secure a top 8 seed. Tennessee is trying to go for a top 16 seed. Game number 2 of the series is tonight at 6:30. You can catch it right here on 103.7 The Buzz, also on SEC Network Plus. Saturday's finale is at 2 p.m. You can catch it right here on 103.7 The Buzz and the SEC Network. I'm Josh Neighbors for the Buzz Radio Network.
If you're like a lot of people I know, you're spending a lot of time at home this year watching basketball and other sports, and your home's your happy place. You may be noticing, though, the scuffs and faded colors on your walls, and that can drive you crazy. That's where CertaPro can help with a paint refresh. They can make your experience worry-free, starting with a free estimate. They're always easy, and they get you a quote right away. Schedule your estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. And each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
On Friday, April 11th of this year, I finished my first year driving a GV70 from Genesis of Conway. So, what's the big deal? It's this. It's the Craig O'Neill Anniversary Sale at Genesis of Conway. To celebrate 1 year of driving the 2024 GV70, you're invited to come in and learn how you can get a 2025 for as low as $497 a month. Yes, $497 a month. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
The games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites. Walk-Ons is your go-to for good times, craft beer, and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages, from melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro. Game on.
Hawks Homes are great for duck clubs, hunting clubs, classrooms, and if you need affordable housing, we have 5 bedrooms for under $110,000. All prices include delivery anywhere in the state, setup underpinning, central heat, and air conditioning. If you have any land problems, no problem. They'll help you find some and help you get the utilities and prep and set up all in the loan. Located in Conway and Bryant, check out the inventory online at hawkshomes.net.
You're back in the zone with Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
Y'all give DJ a hug when you see him. He's been going through it this week with his juice cleanse, man. Rough stuff.
Come here. Tough. Come on, man. Get in there. You know, but today it all ends.
Back on food. I applaud you. I've been eating food in front of you all week. You're an animal.
Yeah.
DJ's been on a juice cleanse, so he hasn't been grumpy though.
5 days, 15 pounds.
For a guy who never sleeps,
yeah,
and was on a juice cleanse, you're in a great mood. I gotta be honest. You're a very pleasant human being.
Thank you. Appreciate
Mama
it.
Mama did a good job with you.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
We are joined by the AFC Benton. That's Arkansas Football Club Benton.
Football.
Did I do that right? With Hobby Chapin and Chip Bosley, a couple of nice fellas who are out there spreading the love for the sport of soccer, as we say here in the States.
Biggest sport in the world.
It really is. Mm-hmm. Maybe the biggest sport in Benton, sounds like to me, although you're probably going to fight with baseball a little bit around here. But
we're going to fight with baseball, that's for sure.
It's kind of a big deal. Yep. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I understand there's good news, big news with the organization. You guys have some new fields to celebrate?
Absolutely. There is big news. So the city of Benton has really helped us with donating a piece of land for us to be able to use. The AMP Commission stepped up and gave us quite a bit of money. And Relyance Bank has stepped up and gave us a lot of money to go toward these new soccer fields. There's 3 of them. I do also want to mention Everett Chevrolet. They've done the same thing. But with Reliance Bank here, they've opened up our checking account. All the money's going into there that we're raising, and we have 3 soccer fields that we're trying to build full-size fields down at Sunset Park in relation with the city of Benton and Parks and Rec. And Parks and Rec has been a big part of it too, trying to help us as we get these built. They will maintain them and help water them, help mow them, line them, and all of that. And we're just excited for this program.
Hobby, what's our window as far as getting these things open, ready, rolling? What's the scoop?
Well, we're going to have them ready for the fall.
Okay.
So we're in August, we'll be getting back out there and getting ready for our fall season and play through November. And so
I don't know who y'all have lined up to care for these fields, but I volunteer as tribute. You should see my yard. All right, so what are we going for? You know, like we want this grass. What type of grass do we need here?
It's
very
Bermuda
low
grass.
cut.
It's Bermuda grass.
Oh my gosh.
You know, the Sanders boys are down this way anyway.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to get you guys hooked up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a caretaker, but we do know some. We know a guy. As far as the amount of people you reach, I was shocked. You guys start this program very early in a child's existence. So basically, if you are out of diapers, you're ready to rock and roll.
Yep. We just start getting them acquainted with the ball, and they start running around, me and my ball.
Yeah?
Yep.
So 2 years old.
Yep.
Do they play some kind of organized, or are we just talking about like basic skills we're learning at that age?
They get a couple nights a week of training, and then we give them a game on Saturdays typically, and just the coaches out there are on the field, and parents will probably step on the field with their kid at some point, and they'll run to mom in the middle of the game, but we're just teaching them how the game is played.
What made y'all want to get into this?
My son.
Mine too.
Okay.
So yes, I played a little bit up to high school, and then after that I had 2 boys, and when they were about 4, they started in soccer, so had to find a place for them to play and start coaching with them, and it's gone from there.
Nice.
And then now we just have a passion for it.
Did you soccer at all?
No. That's the one thing I didn't do. I wish I would have. It would have, I think, helped out with my foot-eye coordination. Is that a thing?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Huge part.
That's why Trent Morgan was
you're
so
a ninja.
good. I mean, he was a great running back. He always had the best balance. He just was so good. He played soccer. Big soccer guy growing up.
Big soccer.
Translated over to football field.
All the way up until – so like when kids get into high school, they're playing for the football club, but are they playing for the high school too?
Yes, so there's actually 2 different seasons. Arkansas Football Club will be in the fall for the high school, and then high school's in the spring. I am actually part of Benton High School, one of their volunteer coaches, and we just had a loss yesterday in the state. But anyway, now we're looking forward to the fall season with Arkansas Football Club.
How many kids are in the older program?
Well, we have about 250 kids, but come in the fall when the high school students aren't there, we're going to grow to 300 real easy.
Okay.
And what we're really excited about right now is starting some satellite programs outside of Benton and latching onto those and hopefully get and grow our program quite a bit.
We're talking to Hobby Chapin and Chip Bosley. If you're just tuning in again, Arkansas Football Club here in Benton. And where have you all been playing before with these new fields opening? What have you been doing?
We play at the C.W. Lewis Stadium. We used to work out at Collegeville, but now that we have the Sunset Park fields coming, that'll expand our ability to grow.
For a parent that may want to get their kid in, what kind of cost are we talking about here?
It kind of depends. We have recreational and competitive levels. Could be maybe around a $200 range for the recreational side of it, and it's more than that for the competitive side.
Yeah. Is this a full-time thing for you guys, or you do this in addition to something else?
This is a volunteer thing for us guys.
Yeah.
Yes, we both have jobs.
Okay.
We do this on the side. It's a passion that we both have, and it's all for the kids, the kids of our community.
How many coaches and volunteers are there to help run this thing?
We've got over 30 coaches. In terms of head coaches, maybe 16, 17, and then a lot of assistants. There are a lot of people volunteering to work in the community here.
In the competitive level, is there a league where kids play against each other within your club, or is it your club against other clubs?
Actually, all of our kids, when they turn around 8 years old, start playing in a state association, and they'll travel to local teams, Whitehall, Sheridan, Bryant, Greenbrier,
Gotcha.
different places. So.
Okay. You guys have a favorite soccer player?
Who's your favorite?
Well, mine was because it was one of our boys' favorite, but Messi was one of my favorites.
Oh, no, he was talking about guys in your club.
No, I'm talking about
my son.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Not biased at all.
Actually, I went to see Messi play like 2 weeks ago. It was really
wow.
fun.
Cool.
Wow. Where was that?
In Fort Lauderdale.
How amazing was that?
It was cool.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you heard about this new kid coming up, right? It's supposed to be better than Messi?
Absolutely.
What do you think about him?
17 years old. He's playing at Barcelona right now, where Messi's hometown.
Yeah.
He is fun to watch.
Will he be better?
Well, that's hard to say right now, but he's got a long ways to go.
Okay.
Hopefully no injury.
This kid's
So
supposed to
that's
be
the main
him,
thing.
Justin. Like,
Well, he must be if he's better than Messi. He must be pretty good.
well, not yet. At that age.
At 17,
yes.
he's better than Messi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I didn't see Messi when he was 17 because I wasn't paying attention to soccer when Messi was 17. How old is Messi now?
Maybe 37. I'm
36?
not sure exactly, but somewhere 36. Okay.
Dang, he's
That'll
my
be good.
age.
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life?
He looks older to me.
He does look
He
much
seems
older.
like when I think of him, I was like, he's got to be 45.
God, at least, right?
Yeah.
Dang.
He's, but he's not apparently. How do people, if they want to get signed up or if they're interested, how do they get more info on the club?
They can go to Facebook and see the AFC Benton soccer page, and there's information on different summer activities. We've got several camps that we're going to be running. We've got some competitive tryout registrations that are going to be available. So if they can look at our Facebook page, they'll see it.
What's the day of your league starting in the fall?
Actually, that's kind of tough to say. Typically about 2 weeks out, we start with our rec programs, but we'll be going all through the summer, and at the beginning of August, we'll probably start training for the competitive side.
Well, we would love to come out and see the fields when they're ready to roll. So we appreciate you guys coming up and talking. And, hey, congrats. And thanks to Relyance and everybody else, I guess the A&P and everybody in the community, the city that gave the land and everything else for you guys to be in this position.
Absolutely. We couldn't be more thankful for that without all these people stepping up. This wouldn't happen, and it's all for the kids of our community. So thank you, everyone that's been a big part of it. Thank you, Reliance Bank. They've done a great job.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, fellas, appreciate you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care. A little D3 Auto Sales offering here. This says Chip is the best guy. Guess they mean you.
Oh.
Comes from the best family. I mean, geez, what praise.
Yeah.
My dad was on the volunteer fire department with him, his wife, and brother. That's from the Wrights. Okay. Mr. Zone, check out Operation. Fool around and find out. God works. Enough said. I don't know what.
Operation like the board game where you're a surgeon?
I don't know what he's talking about. I 100% agree with JW. Says this person from the 870 was driving me crazy last night watching the ball go by and then leaving dudes on base. We won't win doing that. Pitching is up and down. I agree. Listen, I'm a little concerned about the consistency of the starting pitching. That's my biggest concern going into the postseason.
Pitching?
The starting pitching. I mean, we've said this for Chris. Did we talk about this in week one or month one?
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
that.
There's a million pitchers, and they're all really good, but there's no ace. Although Root's been close to it the last couple of weeks, but he didn't have a great day yesterday. They had Warlocks as the men, good or bad, this person says. A wizard can't be a woman. That is corrected by her son, though. No doubt about that. Get the tape. Warlocks are dude lizards. I misspoke and said Warlocks are dude lizards. Seems like our hitters are being held back. Well, you guys will look for any reason to go after Nate Thompson. It is hilarious to me. Relax. Relax. You may have mentioned it, but UA Monticello won yesterday in Minnesota. I didn't mention that. Awesome. I thought they were playing. Oh, yesterday was Thursday. That's right. I think everybody played. We need to check the scores on that. I didn't see that in the Democrat Gazette. Did they have that scores? I'll check the D2 scores. Let's hit a break and we'll check on that. Because we did mention the teams. There's 4 teams from the state: Monticello, Henderson, Harding, and who am I missing? I don't know. I'll look. Let's look at the old bracket here, shall we? It's giving me nothing here. Oh, here we go. Here's some scores. May 15th, May 16th, blah, 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 May 15th. Arkansas Tech, 14. Central Oklahoma, 8.
Ooh.
Let's go! Forgot about Arkansas Tech.
Harding lost.
UA Monticello, 5. Minnesota State, 3.
Oh.
That's an upset. Where'd Harding lose? Central Oklahoma and Harding play today in the losers bracket.
The day before.
They lost to Central Missouri 8-7. Oh. Central Missouri is the number 1 team in that regional. And then Henderson State lost 18-5.
Ooh.
That's tough. That's a tough one, man. Hey, you know what? It's double elimination for a reason. Let's go. Bounce back game. Anyway, 10:45. We are at Relyance Bank in Benton, 100 West Carpenter Road. Sign up to win. We've only had a couple people stop by. Sign up to win the Blackstone, 36-inch Blackstone, plus a griddle cover, plus the griddle kit, plus other awesome stuff from Relyance Bank.
All they got to do is swing by and sign up. That's
Swing
it.
by and sign up. It's super easy.
And then go home?
No purchase necessary. You don't even have an open account if you don't want to.
You don't even have to be present to win.
No, sir.
Just drop your name off.
11 to 1, we're also going to feed you for free. Lupita's Mexican food truck is going to be here. And even though I just ate a protein bar, I'm going to smash all the grub. So excited.
Yep, that's the sounds of all my friends and another great deck party of mine. And what do you not hear? That's right, no mosquitoes. That's because Sanders Ground Essential provides me with a monthly mosquito barrier spray. Call them at 315-9395 or on the web at sandersground.com.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter Agent Candace Alford in Gravel Ridge, Brian Kress in North Little Rock, or Michelle Herring in Whitehall today.
This is the Pigskin Preacher, bringing you the word. Ludwig Oberg is a rising star in the world of golf. He was in contention at this year's Masters and is likely to win many major championships. The 25-year-old Swede embodies the Swedish term lagom. Lagom translates to just the right amount. Not too much, not too little. This trait is a large part of the country's identity. Balance. Swedes apply this approach to everything. So when Oberg starts winning big, if he does, he'll probably handle it well. Doublebees has just the right amount of pretty much everything. Gas, coffee, drinks, snacks. Did I mention coffee? And all kinds of other cool stuff. All roads lead to Doublebees because Doublebees is where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebees.
Proudly serving Little Rock and the surrounding areas, All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros is your trusted one-stop shop for all your automotive needs. We know that tire needs and auto repair services can be stressful and unplanned, but at All About Tire and Brake Tire Pros, we offer fast and simple financing for everyone. Whether you're looking for new tires or any kind of auto repair, we have your financing needs covered. Visit us in Mapleville or Little Rock today or online at allabouttireandbrake.com. Tire Pros. Love the drive.
Heartland Rehabilitation and Care Center in Benton proudly offers compassionate and loving care to our veterans, meeting the unique needs of every veteran who calls Heartland home. Visit heartlandrehabcenter.com.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports, and I have no clue how I'm going to end this day with the buzz, but I'm going to keep going. Friday, Rick Schaefer and I have a short show because it's round 2 of the Hogs versus Vols. Pre-game for that is 6 p.m., so we're going to pack in a lot in just 2 hours. Neil Atkinson from Bed Saracen. Bart Reed, thanks to Martin Orthopedics. And we go around the horn and over the fence with Kevin Bohannon, thanks to Fence Brokers and Chris Walker. See you Friday on 103.7 The Buzz.
Mark the tape.
For me, the sun rises and sets with
The Zone.
Yeah.
We know how you feel. Don't worry. You're back in the zone with Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
Well, we're going to wind one up here. 340. This is large. This is large. 340 something to carry the bunker. Oh my God.
Oh. Well, I'm going to have a hard time selling you on the fact that golf is good on the radio, but it actually is generally, but that was a TV broadcast. That was Bryson DeChambeau. I didn't even say his name. So that was the most pointless highlight in the history of the world. But he almost aced a par 4, and apparently Max Homa almost did it today as well. These guys are good, and they're long.
Put that in a comparison to something for me, like how
ridiculous is like a hole-in-one on a par 4?
Like a football. Could you do football, baseball?
Hole-in-one on a par, I don't know.
Like 340 yards. What would that be like a quarterback throwing a ball in the air?
You got to think there's a luck factor, too.
Like an 80-yard in the air pass?
No, it's not anything like that because it's not just physical skill. There's luck involved. I mean, I don't even know if there's even like a comp sports-wise. I'd have to think about it. What do you want to tell me about?
Jones and Son.
I love that.
Before we get cranked up here and our before we hit the 11 o'clock hour.
Did you see who pulled in?
And the food truck just pulled up. Oh, man, that's nice little colored little food truck. Kind of gives me Ninja Turtle vibes a little bit. All right, before we start talking about food and a chance to win a Blackstone 36-inch grill, let me tell you about Jones & Son. Once again, that couture collection only to be found at Jones & Son. It's very unique, all right? So if you want something that's hard to get your hands on and a lot of people can't get as well, you want it just for you, Jones & Son is the place to be. That couture collection, that whole lineup, you can go to their website right now and take a look at it. So many options from that collection. 11121 Rodney Parham Road is the place. They've been there for over 30 years. The reason they've been there for 30 years is because they take care of their people and they get repeat customers. The only way to do that is to be fair and do people right. Now, when it comes to the diamond, I'm talking best quality rock you're going to find. Trust me on that one. And at a fraction of the price. They're direct diamond importers, so that means they set their own prices. They don't worry about the competition. They worry about the customer. So you're looking for a nice rock. You need a design. Talk to the team. They'll bring that thought that you have in your head. They'll bring it to reality, and it'll fit perfectly on that finger. All jewelry needs one-stop shop over there at 11121 Rodney Parham Road. Go visit my friends at Jones & Son.
Scotty Scheffler tees off later today. He shot a 269 in the opening round of the PGA Championship as we turn our attention to golf's major this weekend. And Max Homa with the round of the day so far. Trey told us he almost hit a hole-in-one on a par 4. He ended up making eagle. He made his putt after driving the green. And so he started on the back. He went birdie, par, birdie, eagle, birdie, par, birdie. He went out in 30, or in if you want to look at it that way since he started on the back. On the front, he is 1 under. So 7 under on the day through 16 holes. Max Homa having himself a day. 2 shots back of the leader, Vegas, who was not teed off. Oh, no, he has. He's even through 9. So he is he's out there, too. So apparently Vegas is going to sit still for a minute and let these guys catch up to him. Matthew Pavon, the Frenchman, also 5 under today. J.J. Spawn, the American, 5 under through 14. They are very much in the mix. They're each 5 under for the tournament as well, after shooting even par in the opening round. And then Ryan Gerard, who we talked a little bit about yesterday, North Carolina graduate. He was like 80th in the world maybe or something. He had a weird thing happen yesterday. I don't know if you saw this. He was on one side of the green. He chipped it. Looked like a good chip. He kind of hit a low bouncer up onto the green, and it ran out past the hole to the other side of the green, and then there was a slope away. There's water. It's going down the hill, and it hits a turtle.
And stopped it?
It was sitting in the grass.
Nice.
The grass was pretty long, so I'm not sure that it wouldn't have stopped anyway, but it's a good story anyway.
What a turtle.
Yeah, what a
Saved
turtle.
the day.
Yeah, no doubt. Pretty awesome. Chris, we're no more breaks this hour, right? We're done?
Right.
Okay. Let's see here. Ron, I love you from Pine Bluff, but sometimes I don't know what you're talking about. This person says, good thing they're holding back as many balls came off the bat at over 100 miles an hour. I think what he means is they're holding back, talking about Arkansas baseball, holding back on not swinging at the first pitch. So does DVH have them take first pitch? It sure seems like that's what's going on. I don't think that's necessarily a directive, but it's worth a question. This says hitting is not the problem, it's pitching. If you score 6 or more runs, you should win the damn game. Even more so when it's game 1 of the series. They did have 15 hits.
They just can't get people in? Why are they leaving all those people on base?
I don't know, it's not a good idea. I thought it was really rude of Tennessee, too. Hitting
Doing
all
what?
those balls out of the ballpark.
You didn't like that?
No, it was very rude. I thought it was very disrespectful to come to someone else's ballpark and then hit all these baseballs out of the ballpark. That was part of the issue. I mean, you got to keep the guys in the yard, right? I mean, Bargo had 2 home runs. Curley had a home run. Peoples had a home run. So where's that sound coming from?
I don't know. I tried to turn it down.
Mute it.
It's over there by you.
Found it. You leave the PGA leaderboard up too long, it starts yammering at you, or Major League Baseball. Appreciate you guys sending in the D3 Auto Sales text offerings. Was the line out with runners on first and second not an infield fly, or does it have to be an actual fly ball? Was the line out not actual? No, it's not a line. A line out is not. Unfortunately, that happens everywhere. Put them under the prison or worse. What are you talking about, Ron? I don't know what you're talking about. You're lost me. Sorry. Live fan feedback. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Not I says, DVH has 0 energy and sounds defeated. His team is headed for yet another disappointing finish. It's getting real old.
I feel like he
never
sounds
has
the
any
same every
energy.
time he talks. Yeah.
Yeah, he always sounds very stoic and basic, and yeah, he's pretty solid. That's kind of his thing. How can JW have a case of the Mondays on a Friday? Come on, man. And JW is right, though. I got to agree with him, and I don't agree with him always, but I do there. If you lose 5 of your last 6 series, you don't deserve a national seed, period, and that is one of the questions, or the question of the day. If Arkansas gets swept, do you think they get a national seed? I think they're in big trouble if they get swept. I think if they lose the series, they can still get one because their rating is so high, but you get swept, you're in very much a danger zone. Not worth it. Do not do it. I don't encourage them to do it. I think they should win a game.
I wonder where Oaklawn has them because they had them as the favorite.
Well, that's
last
at
week.
11:45 today.
Perfect.
Yep. Have you all seen the junior college LSU Shreveport baseball team is 54-0? I heard one of the broadcast. Who's the pitcher that does a lot of the SEC games that played at LSU? He was talking about that. He was talking about how good the baseball is down in Louisiana this year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize they were 54-0. That's sickening. I mean,
At where?
LSU Shreveport. They're 54-0.
Oh, the junior college,
Yeah.
Shreveport. Okay. That's
I don't
impressive.
care who you are. I don't care who you play.
That's good.
Going 54-0 is insane.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to occasionally have a bad day.
Has there ever been a – no, I know that answer.
Undefeated season?
Yeah.
Never
no
heard
way.
of it.
No.
I bet it's happened. You think in high school or college somewhere it's probably happened. There's teams so dominant.
High school for sure.
So hard.
College?
Might be tough.
Hopefully not.
JW starts with, I don't know much about baseball, then gives an opinion that means nothing. Shut up. I totally disagree. I think his take was right on. It's frustrating. Listen, when you watch guys step up and they're throwing it right, he's right. They were throwing a lot of balls right down the pipe, and it was hard to watch Arkansas hitters just stand up there and look at it. And I realize they want to get a feel and settle in or whatever, but sometimes you got to hammer one of those. Ole Miss was the last team in the tournament a few years ago and won the whole thing. There you go. And I don't know. I still don't know what he's talking about. All right, so next hour we've got the Red White Report coming up.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Tom Murphy coming up from the Democrat Gazette.
Mm-hmm.
We got some more guests coming in. Your guy.
Dex.
I thought you were calling him Dax this whole time. His name's Dexter. Why are you calling him Dax?
Dex.
Dex.
The man.
Makes more sense.
And his pops always made sure we had all the goodies
The
for
good
the road
goodies?
trips because they used to own the Big Reds here in Bryant.
Oh, yeah.
Or here in Saline County.
There you go.
It was awesome.
Dexter Hendrix will join us here at our location. We are at Reliance Bank, 100 West Carpenter Road. The food truck in the house, Lupita's Mexican food truck, is here until 1. Sign up to win Blackstone Professional Griddle. And they're going to give you a little griddle kit to go with it. You got a classic griddle cover. It's fantastic. What a prize pack. I need to get more of my friends to pop on over here and win one of these.
There's only one name in there right now?
Yeah.
He's probably like, shut up.
Yeah. Come on, see us. We'll be here.
Looking for burgers, barbecue, beer, bourbon, ball games, and brunch? Look no further than Washita Bar and Grill, 915 Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Hot Springs. Washita Bar and Grill, family and pet friendly, with indoor and outdoor seating available. Bingo Bango Brunch, served on Sundays from 11 till 3, with live music Thursday through Saturday. Take a look on Facebook to see what events they've got going on this week, and join the fun at Washita Bar and Grill, Central Avenue, downtown Hot Springs.
On Friday, April 11th of this year, I finished my first year driving a GV70 from Genesis of Conway. So, what's the big deal? It's this. It's the Craig O'Neill Anniversary Sale at Genesis of Conway. To celebrate 1 year of driving the 2024 GV70, you're invited to come in and learn how you can get a 2025 for as low as $497 a month. Yes, $497 a month. Genesis of Conway, the future of luxury today.
Ortho Arkansas presents Razorback infielder Cam Koschel when he joins Morning Mayhem each Monday on 103.7 The Buzz. Ortho Arkansas, Ortho for all.
World champion of what? 103.7 The Buzz, your world champions of sports radio.
Don't get me wrong.
KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
It's been over a year since the former Little Rock Airport director was killed in an ATF raid. Now Brian Malinowski's family is suing the agency and anyone who took part in the search warrant that led to his death. The suit claims the ATF violated the 4th and 5th Amendments. It also says several other federal policies and state laws were broken before and after the raid. The nation's largest retailer, Walmart, is planning to raise prices in the next few weeks. The company says it's all because of the ongoing trade war. Some retailers have already started adjusting prices to adapt to recent tariffs. Walmart has bumped up the prices for some products already, but says it's just the beginning. The Trump administration struck a deal with China to lower tariffs for 90 days, but the tariff on Chinese goods coming into the U.S. is still at 30%. Walmart CFO says that's not low enough. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
If you don't already have the Bet Saracen Sports Wager app, download it today from the app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
It is an Arkansas Storm Team Alert Day with a 40% chance of thunderstorms this afternoon and a 50% chance of thunderstorms tonight. Those storms could be severe with large hail, damaging wind, and yes, there's even a tornado threat. We'll be warm and windy today, a high of 88 tonight, an overnight low of 67. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Spring is here. It won't be long before you're planning a road trip. Get to Point S, Arkansas to get your car ready for it. Off-road tires for your pickup, ATV tires for your side-by-side, tires for your car to get your family around safely, Kumo, Toyo, Falcon, Blackhawk, Fortune, and more. And their Promise Plus road hazard protection to give you peace of mind. Stop by any Point S, Arkansas store, Bartlett Tire in Heber Springs, Tire Town in Benton, R&D Tire in Conway, and Fleet Tire in Pottsville or Russellville. Online at pointstire.com.
Shipments of spring and summer fashions are arriving at Bell & Sword. That means swimwear from Saks, Peter Noir golf wear and shirts, Johnny O's store within a store. Be sure to check out the Faraday line and Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. So hurry in for a great value on quality men's clothing at Bell & Sword for your spring and summer items, and you'll look fantastic. Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in downtown Conway on Facebook and Instagram. The games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites. Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer, and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages, from melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro, game on.
They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression, and that's your home and your business. So if your business needs a touch-up, call CertaPro Painters and let them handle the job for you. They provide excellent workmanship, quality, and a worry-free process for both residential and commercial spaces, all at the right price. You've got to focus on your business. Let them focus on your painting. Schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Get your estimate scheduled today at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Hello, folks. It's Frank Fletcher from the Fletcher Dodge store here in Sherwood. Folks, I have some big news. The employee pricing program is available now. Employee pricing means you pay what we pay. Everybody qualifies for employee pricing. You pay what we pay, period. Fletcher Dodge has discounts up to $14,000 and finance rates as low as 1.9% for 72 months. Folks, come in and get this employee pricing, plus 3.9% for 72 months just on Ram trucks. Also, we have some other great deals. We got brand new Wranglers up to $7,000 off of MSRP, and new Jeep Compasses for $379 a month with no money down. Also, folks, listen to this. Ram Heavy Duties discounted up to $10,000 off. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Come see us in person on Warden Road in Sherwood or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
Lazy Boy Home Furnishings is throwing deals like throw pillows.
At least they're not throwing ottomans.
because the Lazy Boy Memorial Day sale is on at Lazy Boy of Little Rock. Huge savings on all things comfy. The stylish furniture you've been eyeing, plus sales tax paid. Now's the perfect time to glow up your space without a blow up to your budget. Come on down and throw a few pillows on your new sofa, sectional, easy chair, or recliner. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor, Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Wes Moore. Coming up Friday on Out of Bounds, big show to get you ready for the weekend. Steve Sullivan will stop by the studio at 2:10. We'll talk Arkansas, Tennessee with him. Full recap of that game. Look ahead to Game 2. Plus, Mark the Magician has his Preakness picks. Speaking of picks, Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com, will join us with some NBA picks. And we got Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. Big show Friday. Join us for Out of Bounds.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny West from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name. Like, he doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. Feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise.
Hi. Hey, welcome back.
Yo.
It's Friday.
It is Friday.
Here's the good news.
It's Friday.
The week you've had, sir, with the juice cleanse, getting up early and all the things you got to do in your life, I mean, you can sleep in tomorrow till 7 at least.
Good.
Not?
Let's see what the weekend plans look like first, you know?
Lots of baseball watching.
Baseball.
Lots of basketball watching. Got a real important game tonight with the Knicks. Or maybe for the Celts. Dude, if that game goes to 7, I'm telling you. That'll be Sunday, right, Christian?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
If that game goes to 7 and Celtics win, then would that be
Tom
the biggest?
Thibodeau gets fired.
Would that be the biggest choke job?
Be right up there.
It'd be pretty bad.
I mean, you lose your best, arguably your best. I mean, you lose your best player.
He is
really no argument. Yeah. He's their best player. You lose your best player, and you're down 3-1, and you come back and win.
There's no way.
Dumb.
They play tonight.
Yeah. Ooh. 7 o'clock. So you got Razorback baseball on the SEC network, and then you got that, and then I'll be honest, I was flipping back and forth last night when Arkansas got down big. I didn't give up on them, but I was watching. I was going back to because I was like, are the Nuggets really going to do this? We really going to get a Game 7 out of this? Sorry, Christian. We did.
Yeah.
But hey, if you win in 7, whatever, right?
Right. I'm oddly at peace with it. It's like if we don't win, it's like we didn't deserve to win. So
I'm oddly at peace with it. I watched. I was listening to ESPN radio this morning a little bit in the breaks when the morning guys were on, and this guy's like he was talking about it a little bit, and he's just like, you know, I think it's not that it's shocking, but he said this is the most open it's been in a minute. Like,
right?
I mean, you could make an argument, right? Like, just about anybody could get her done that's left.
I would say
Yeah.
anyone.
Pretty
I don't
much.
know how much faith I have in the Pacers, but I mean, it's hard to argue that they couldn't.
Oh, Pacers are pretty good. It's like we just keep doubting them and they keep winning.
Yeah, I think it's great. So,
But yeah, I'm all the way at
Anyway.
peace about it. If we don't win, we didn't deserve to win, and we got to go out and make some moves so we can win next year. It is what it is.
And that's hard to hear. Make
Sound
some
like Dave
moves,
Van Horn now.
because I feel like y'all are a pretty complete team. You know,
We don't have J-Dub's supposed to be that guy that can go out and get a bucket when, you know, they're doubling up on SGA, but he has not been that guy. We don't have a secondary scorer.
we are here at Relyance Bank. If you're just tuning in, 100 West Carpenter Road. Lupita's Mexican food truck is here until 1 o'clock. The food is free today.
is that what I'm smelling?
That's my cologne. Thanks to Reliance, that's why it's free. We appreciate them. And you can register to win a 36-inch Blackstone grill, which is remarkably awesome. We're going to be joined by the Benton High School basketball coach, who's a state champ, and an old friend of DJ's coming up in a bit. And we've also got the Chamber of Commerce director, Gary James, and the mayor, Tom Farmer, coming by in the 12 o'clock hour. Maybe we'll get them on birthday trivia, see how they can hang.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, pretty good day today. Pretty good day today. We've also got our Champs and Chumps for the week, thanks to our friends at Washita Bar and Grill. And I guarantee you that'll be a fun place to be this weekend. Live music, great food, great drinks, great place to be. Get some nice outdoor weather. Go have yourself a good time at the Washita Bar and Grill. All right, let's get to it. Red White Report now.
The Red White Report is brought to you by Ortho Now, your walk-in solution for orthopedic care at the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital at UAMS Health.
All right, well, Arkansas did leave a whole bunch of guys on base last night, but they did pound out 15 hits too. That's the good news. Problem is they left 12 dudes on base, and they lost 10-7 to Tennessee, a team that hit 4 home runs. Bargo for Tennessee hit 2 on his own, but he's a really good hitter and a really good home run hitter, so that happens. It still stinks. Arkansas falls 10-7. Zack started. Gabe Gackel came in, had a little trouble in relief. Not his best outing of the season, but I will give Tennessee's hitters a little bit of credit as well. Here is Coach Van Horn on Gabe Gackel's outing yesterday.
It was good for a while, and he had a little trouble putting guys away. You get ahead of him, and then foul a pitch or two off, throw a few balls, full count, and he walked a couple guys that hurt, and I think he gave up a home run or two. But yeah, stuff was pretty good early, and then it just kind of disappeared.
All right. Well, today the game is on SEC Network. We found out. And it is a 6:30 start. You can get a 6 o'clock pregame right here on The Buzz with my man Phil Elson. See what Coach has to say. It's always a good locker room visit with Coach and DVH, or Coach and Phil before the game. So, again, 6:30 first pitch. Third straight game for Arkansas with no home runs. Need the long ball to come back tonight, although it's going to be tough off this left-handed stud that Tennessee's throwing tonight. So he's a guy that's going to be a top 5 pick in the Major League Draft potentially. All right, let's talk a little softball. Arkansas in the NCAA tournament, 20-26 all-time, 13-14 under Coach Deifel, and today hosting St. Louis in Game 2 of the Fayetteville Regional. 5:30 first pitch after Oklahoma State and Indiana get it on at 3 o'clock. That game's on ESPN2. I'll be watching softball all afternoon and then turn it over to baseball tonight. What a great sports fan evening. And you get the NBA game, too. What a lovely, lovely day. Pretty awesome stuff. But best of luck to Arkansas. I can't wait to see Bree Ellis hopefully go yard a couple of times today. Arkansas's chances, by the way, back in baseball, no chance to win the regular season title now, but Arkansas is still playing for the 2 seed in the SEC tournament next week in Hoover. And one basketball note, J.J. Andrews coming to the Hill. He announced yesterday he's still got a high school year left, but he is coming to Fayetteville. Had his family with him, and excited for him, and I'm excited for Coach Cal, and I'm excited for the University of Arkansas. Great to get a legacy on campus. That's always disappointing when a kid that's got connections to Arkansas goes somewhere else. But, hey, listen, I would have been fine if that's what he wanted to do. If he thinks that's best for him, great. But, man, what a treat. I'll tell you what, I've been around him enough now. I feel like if my kid was good, I would love for him to play for Coach Cal. I mean, he's just such a likable dude.
Mm-hmm.
He was so great this week.
You know what you're going to get.
Yeah, he was
Great
awesome
shooter.
at the road show this week. All right, we'll talk to Tom. We've got Champs and Chups coming up this hour as well, and then we have a whole lot going on the final hour. So let's get to it and bring Tom in. I believe that he is ready to roll. There he is, Mr. Murphy. Happy Friday, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I hope you had a fun time in Antigua or Virgin Islands, wherever you were, man. I hope it was fun.
Cancun, but it was great. Thank you. I did. Appreciate you, Tom. How you doing? You doing well?
Doing quite well, man. Up late last night after that 4-hour-plus ball game, but I'm ready to get back out there today, man.
Yeah, it's not really that late of a start, but, I mean, I'm old and I get up at 5, and it's like by the time we start getting in the 7th inning, I looked at Maddox. I was like, I'm going to have to go watch the rest of this in bed. I was struggle bussing. But anyway, it's looking forward to tonight. And, hey, Tom, I said yesterday, the first game was kind of a big one for Arkansas, I felt like, and they certainly, Tennessee did, got a really good performance, at least for the most part, from their starter, good enough to get them in pretty good position at least. And Arkansas, obviously, their first couple guys struggled a little bit, but you're going to face their ace tonight. So, I mean, you're really in a tough situation. Now, we had seen Gage Wood listed as a day 3 starter. Do you have a good feel, or have you seen who's going tonight for Arkansas?
Well, Matt Jones posted a little while ago that Aiden Jimenez was going to start for the Razorbacks. So this would be his first start. Obviously, he's a guy who can give you some kind of depth. If you can get 3 or 4 good innings out of him, that would be a good start. But then the question would be, what's his role starting next week? I mean, is he now a starter? So what I thought was a matchup yesterday that favored Arkansas with Root on the hill against Phillips, pitching a little bit early, for Tennessee. That favored Arkansas. But the Tennessee hitters just really had a good approach, fouled off a lot of pitches, got both Root and Gackle, into deeper counts in key innings, and got clutch hits. I mean, the 2-out rally against Root in the 4th inning, I mean, he could have gotten out of that and with one pitch, and he ended up throwing a bunch more pitches. I mean, and he didn't get out of the inning. The 9-hole guy hits the ball up the middle, and there are days that I think Vahiva Aloy will make that play. He just didn't last night. So with Liam Doyle today, you think, okay, now it favors Tennessee, but I don't know about you guys. I was watching him last Friday in the Vanderbilt game, and he was bleeding on his pitching hand on like a pad of a finger, it looked to me like. Mm-hmm. And, they paused the game, and he went back out there for the next inning after it had started. So, I don't know what the extent of it is, but Tony Vitello has referenced it like what's going on with Liam and the things that are happening with Liam. So I don't know what they're expecting from him today, but that blister was to the point of bleeding last week.
I can't remember who mentioned this to me yesterday, though, was about Jimenez maybe stepping in as a starter. Because Dave was frustrated a little bit with Bottleshees, and you knew he was going to shuffle the lineup or the rotation a little bit anyway. So that was not necessarily on my radar. But somebody suggested to me that would be a good idea. So, yeah, I'll be curious to see if they can get 5 out of him tonight. And I like it. He's had great stuff, Tom. I mean, pretty consistently. He's had his ups and downs like everybody in this rotation. We were talking earlier about the staff. It's like I can't remember the last time they had more depth where there's not a clear-cut lockdown ace in the rotation,
Yeah. It is definitely a weird year for their pitching staff. I mean, even though you feel like Root will bounce back, I mean, I did some stats on it last night. His previous 8 starts, he was averaging 95 pitches, and, the depth he was giving was pretty good over the last 8 starts. I mean, a couple of them were, more like 5 innings or stuff like that. But when you think about how he performed against Texas, it's in there. He couldn't land his breaking balls last night. And then, when he had to go fastball more often, they were fouling him off, and he wasn't commanding it. And that led to a couple of walks in that really key inning. So it's really weird that at this time of the year, their rotation is in such a state of, uncertainty, because you don't know what Bottleshees' his role will wind up being. And then Wood, who had a couple of really nice starts, then doesn't perform as well against LSU. They want to keep him on his normal rest because he's coming back from, the shoulder impingement, and so he'll do the game 3 here. So it's just a weird time, and obviously begs questions: who will be their game 1 starter in Hoover? Right now, I would think Root, but who knows?
Safe to say he'll be the game 1 starter in the regional in Fayetteville in 2 Fridays from now, I guess, yeah?
Oh, I would think so, yeah. And they've taken him out. He's only had a 100-pitch outing this year. And as Dave likes to say, we're saving up these innings, we're saving up these outs for late in the year. And hopefully that comes into play as they enter the postseason.
Talking to Tom Murphy, the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, on the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline, if you're just tuning in. It's also a big weekend for softball, and their march towards Oklahoma City begins at home and will continue at home next week if they can get it done this week, Tom. And, it's hard to believe this program, as good as they've been, have never made it all the way to the World Series, but they're in pretty good shape and set up pretty nicely, I would think, to get through there, depending on what happens this weekend and what kind of matchup they get next weekend. But it's certainly an exciting weekend to be in Fayetteville with everything going on between, softball and baseball.
It really is. And, they've drawn good crowds, and Courtney Deifel's done a great job building the program up, too. It is hard to take a program that was what she inherited and then build it up to be among the top 4 or 5, consistent SEC softball programs in the last 6 years. or so. Yeah, that one year against Texas, they won game one of the Supers and didn't get it out. But maybe this is their year. Certainly have a diversity of pitching and, possibly the player of the year in Bree Ellis. And, it's all right in front of them. Oklahoma State, Indiana, St. Louis, you're supposed to get out of this regional. And hopefully they can do that, and then we'll see what happens next weekend.
Yeah, game tomorrow's at 2 o'clock for the baseball team. The slots for softball are noon, 2:30, and 5. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully Arkansas can go win-win and move on to the Sunday and get out of there with the victory. But, yeah, I kind of wish the times were a little bit, more conducive, Tom, where you didn't have teams, the teams playing at the same time. You obviously could focus 100% of your attention on baseball last night, but that's not going to be the case today and potentially tomorrow too. So what else is happening up there in Northwest Arkansas? How about Sam Pittman and the crew making the rounds this week? Anything stood out to you about the road show this week?
Well, I think it's just a gesture by the department they understand that there's some folks hurting. Financially they're asking more of the people. And I thought Hunter Yurchak, in talking to us on the first one in Bentonville on Monday, was pretty forthcoming about the way things are going. The judgment, the settlement about to occur, and having to make some tough decisions on cuts. With operating expenses and merit raises and all that kind of stuff. So it's a way to kind of show a camaraderie. I know it's been going on for a few years now, but good to see him out there and good to see Sam moving around a lot better.
I thought you did a great job sort of compiling the position by position last week, and I enjoyed that read, and I referenced it in our conversation with Trey Biddy this week. But, I asked Trey this week, what area do you feel like is most efficient? What area do you feel like they're deepest going into the offseason? And I guess you summarized everything pretty well. Where are you at with all that, Tom?
Well, there's a couple of positions where if they have some bad injuries, they're in a world of hurt. They're playing guys who just don't have a lot of experience. Defensive line being one of them, and then safety. I mean, they added Shakur Small after spring. That certainly helps your safety depth. But, they're rolling into next year with possibly Miguel Mitchell and Caleb Wooden as starters. I mean, Larry Worth can move around, so that's good. But the depth at safety, if you have an injury or two, you're suddenly using some guys that just don't have a ton of experience. So that's a little bit scary. And then to think about their safeties have not been great in pass coverage. And, example, Ole Miss game last year when they just went deep on them and they just couldn't stop it. So hopefully, and I know that was more Jaden Johnson and Hudson Clark, and I guess Clark was playing cornerback at that time for nickel, but they've just got to get better coverage there, and then we'll see how they are in terms of run stopping and run forcing, but a little bit scary there. And then at wide receiver, they just have so many names. I mean, they're going to throw so many guys into the mix in camp to try to find the 6 or 7 who need to be in the rotation, who can have relationships with Taylor Green, to where the pass game is more effective, particularly more in the red zone. Now, they score touchdowns pretty well in the red zone, and it was a lot to do with the run game, but their passing game needs to be a little bit more dangerous this year.
Concur with that. Deej? Okay. What else? Did you hear, I guess we talked to Coach Cal this week. He was great. And every time I see him, Tom, I always remark about how smooth he is and how patient he is. I mean, everybody wants a piece of him. Everybody wants an autograph or a photo. And, man, it's almost like they had to tell him, hey, John, we got to go. I mean, he is happy to stay there and visit with people. He is so great about the way – and guys that have been doing it as long as he have can sort of get impatient, I think, with that. You see that a lot with people who've done it for years and years. But, man, he seems so great in that role, and I love it. And then, he gave us a little bit of insight about the team and sort of his expectations. And then, yesterday, I know he can't talk about it because there's no signing yet, but you get J.J. Andrews falling in your lap. That's pretty good week, I would say, for Coach Cal. And I guess we'll see what happens with, Thero and Carter Knox. But I would think, pretty good week overall for him. And, he seemed to be pretty happy to be out and about with the fans this week.
Yeah, a great week. He has a way about him. He connects to people, and you don't get to be as successful as he has without having a really good measure of that. And I know there's been cantankerous coaches that have had great careers, but he's not one of those. sometimes the local media feels like he doesn't talk to the locals as much, and he's handed that over to the assistant coach, like doing the pregame talks. But he's smooth. There's no doubt about that. And you come away from talking to him feeling like, oh yeah, he was looking right at me. He was engaged with me, and that's an endearing quality to have if you're any human being. But his track record in recruiting over the years basically speaks for itself. So no big surprise. I mean, a prized in-state recruit in J.J. Andrews. They land him. That's a key thing. And just to hear his quote was, we think we can win a national championship. And that's what you want to hear. And that's the kind of talk that John Calipari engenders, because that's his goal. And so you set your sights that way. It infiltrates your program, or it invests in your program, and everybody talks that way.
Justin, you've seen this kid play a lot, I would assume, right?
Yeah, quite a bit.
You got Joe Johnson, Central. You have Ronnie Brewer up Fayetteville, Corliss Williams, Russellville. Does JJ have the potential to be that caliber talent for the Razorbacks?
You're asking the wrong guy.
Well,
but man, he's awful fun to watch.
I'm just curious.
Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, I haven't seen him play, DJ. I've seen clips and stuff, but not to see the whole all-around deal. But based on his recruiting ranking and his athleticism, I don't see why not. That he could etch his name into Arkansas basketball lore. I guess depending on how long he stays and what the success of the team looks like. But certainly Arkansas fans will be rooting for that type of outcome.
Yeah, he's a very special player. There's no question. It's a great score. And just the optics of it's great. To get a high-profile in-state recruit to stay home is, to me, great for Coach Cal. And I don't think people would have flipped out if he would have gone somewhere else. But it sure is nice, little feather in your cap to have him, coming in next year. It's a good guy to build around for sure. Tom, we'll let you get to it, man. Busy weekend. Looking forward to softball, baseball. We'll recap it all with you next week.
Sounds good. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right, appreciate it. Keep an eye on Tom's work in the Democrat Gazette as well. Always appreciate him, and we're going to take a time out.
Did JJ ever play football?
I don't believe so. I mean, not since I've known him. I mean, he started on as a freshman on the varsity when they won the title. So,
could you see him out there on the football field?
I bet Coach knows a little bit about his long-term potential. We'll ask him about it. See what his thoughts are. Got to hit a break. As we do, let me tell you about my friends at UAMS. If you're out playing pickup ball with the guys or gals this weekend and you tweak an ankle, hurt a back, jack up your knee, great place to go is a walk-in clinic, and you can get it with our friends at UAMS Ortho Now as part of the UAMS Health family. It's over in the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital on I-630. Walk in 8 a to 8 p and 8 a.m. to noon on Saturday. The 8 to 8 is Monday through Friday. And you can call ahead for more information, or if you can't find it, but it's very conveniently located right there in the middle of town, right off I-630. 501-686-8674. Patients get on-site x-rays and immediate access to fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons. So you're going to be ensured the best possible care when you need it the most. You don't want to be in pain anymore. You want to get taken care of. So don't put it off. It's a walk-in clinic that'll take care of you right away. It's a great new addition to the medical realm here in Central Arkansas. We appreciate our friends at UAMS Health. It's the Orthopedic and Spine Hospital. Go by and see him. How are you doing?
Boom.
Go see him. Again, 8 to 8, Monday through Friday, 8 until noon on Saturday, 501-868, excuse me. A little dyslexic there. 501-686-8674. And we are back here at Relyance Bank. We're going to talk to Coach. Championship coach for the Panthers coming up.
Catch the buzz on all our social media platforms, presented by Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. They're your pool and spa chemical headquarters. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
This is SportsCenter
Arkansas basketball got a 2026 commit yesterday from the number 1 player in the state, J.J. Andrews. The 6'6" Little Rock native announced yesterday afternoon he picked Arkansas over Missouri and LSU. He's a Razorback legacy prospect as his father is offensive lineman Sean Andrews, who is a 2-time Pro Bowler in the NFL. He's the 42nd best prospect in the country according to 247 Sports and the 22nd ranked player according to ESPN. As a junior this past season at Little Rock Christian, he averaged 28 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks. He's the first commit in the class of 2026. I'm Christian Weaver with the Buzz Radio Network.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads. Great for you, and so easy you can put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage? Weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans? Also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke? Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
March is gone. The brackets are done. Feels like we need some excitement.
Are you kidding? Do you realize how much is going on? Basketball, hockey, baseball, golf. It's like 8 seasons in one. It's the season of action.
And we can bet on all those with the Oaklawn Sports app.
That's the spirit. Now let's go lock in some bets.
Receive a 10% profit boost on qualifying 3-leg parlays. Bet all summer long. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
BKC Home Builders are the premier home builders, providing custom builds and remodels. No matter what size your dream is, BKC will walk you through all the phases, from house plans to landscaping, to make your custom home as beautiful as you imagine. The team at BKC will be with you through the entire process. If you're looking for commercial building or remodeling, BKC has your commercial needs covered as well. BKCHomebuilders.com or find them on Facebook. That's BKC Home Builders in Hot Springs.
2 guys drove to work. Neither guy wore a seatbelt. One guy got a ticket. One guy didn't. The same 2 guys drove home. One guy wore his seatbelt. One guy didn't. One guy made it home. The guy not wearing his seatbelt didn't. Don't risk it. Click it or ticket.
Paid for by Arkansas Highway Safety Office.
It's the Big Lot at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram in Benton on Alcoa Road. The Big Lot is giving away a new car at the end of the month.
A new car? What's the catch?
No catch at all. When you take a test drive of any vehicle on the Big Lot, you're automatically registered to win a new car. Come see us today at the Big Lot at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram in Benton on Alcoa Road.
It's hard being the #1 midday sports talk show in Arkansas.
What can you expect when you're on top, you know? It's like Napoleon, when he was the king, you know, people were just constantly trying to conquer him, you know, in the Roman Empire. So it's history repeating itself all over again.
Now, let's see if Justin Acri and DJ Williams can keep living up to the lofty expectations on the Zone.
Sailing away on the crest of a wave, it's like magic.
All right, welcome in. Once again, we are here at Relyance Bank off of 100 West Carpenter Road over here. And the new location looks nice. Now, once again, head down here, not now, but right now. We got a food truck fired up, making some good tacos. And I see a little side of French fries, too, a good little combination. It is Trey Shapp approved. Also, and that is going to be covered by Relyance Bank. And don't forget about that Blackstone 36-inch. All you got to do is walk through the door. You don't even have to open an account. Put your name in the jar. We will draw for that name at the end of our show at 1 o'clock. Now that I got your attention, you're going to be making your way down to the bank. While you're doing that, stay the speed limit, cool, and then put your seatbelt on, all right? Let's not be stupid out there. We got a message from our friends at the Arkansas State Police. It's all about safety. Click it or ticket. Once again, they don't want to ruin your day. They don't want to have to go through that whole process, license and registration, and give you a ticket, and it seems like they're trying to ruin your day. They don't want to do it. They just got your safety in mind, all right? And if you happen to be somebody that they have to make an example out of to save other lives, well, they will happily do so. So please just take it from us and listen to us while you're out on the road. It only takes, 2 seconds tops, Justin? How long does it take you to put a seatbelt on?
Click.
That's it.
One
See
second.
how fast that was?
Yeah, fast.
Put it on, and everybody else in the vehicle as well. And for everybody who says, I'm a good driver, I don't have to worry about that, you can't anticipate other idiots that may be out on the road. So click it or ticket. A message from our friends at the Arkansas State Police.
Sounds very judgmental, I gotta
Is
say.
it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, listen.
How many times have you called somebody an idiot while driving?
Today? We are joined by Dexter Hendrix, the head coach at Benton High School. They are the state champions this year and a 58-57 victory. One for the ages. Coach, good to have you on, and good to see you. And congrats again on what was a game that we'll probably never forget, and I bet you won't either.
Absolutely. No, I'll never forget that one. And, man, thanks again for just having me here today. I'm excited to be here.
Well, good things happening in this community, and I know we're going to talk to the mayor a little later. They're all excited about Buc-ee's. I'm sure people are talking about that around school, too.
Big news, for sure.
What do you do in the summertime when school's out?
Well, I was just talking about that with a guy before I walked in. I think now the games, we're very fortunate to have a lot of players play AAU basketball. And the tournaments, we have one that's about to play here in about 30 minutes. I was going to try to catch and watch online. So my point is our guys are playing so much basketball during the summer now. So June's a month I think is big for high school basketball in the state of Arkansas with some really good team camps and some go to some camps around here. So that June will be a big month of skill development, trying to put your team together, work on team chemistry, and understand that that's kind of a break for them in the AAU basketball, and it's time to spend with your high school team. And then July they kind of go back to the AAU scene, and before you know it, we'll be right back in school.
And are you allowed to be involved in AAU or no?
Well, I don't coach any. I know we have some coaches in the state that coach are involved in it, but I don't coach any. I haven't coached that in a few years. But, we try to watch your guys play just as much, and it's a sport that's this year-round now, and whether it's training or playing games, so just try to keep up with your guys as much as you can, let them know you're there watching them, and hopefully seeing them improve.
John Calipari, one of the things he said this week on the road show was he wants his guys this summer to play a little less individual work stuff and play a little more pickup. Is that important, do you think?
Yeah, I think when I grew up and kind of everybody had an AAU team. We were talking about just a minute ago, me and DJ and I. You played a lot of AAU basketball. This guy was a baller right here. But no, you played a lot of, and now it's everybody has a trainer. Everybody has a trainer, which is great. It's great if you see the skill development, see the skill side of the game really improve. But I agree with Coach Cal there. I think that there's nothing like getting that true 5-on-5, up and down, playing pickup games or just structured games. I think that does a lot for kids for sure.
What's the difference in a AAU coach approach opposed to your approach? Is there much coaching as far as like the small detail things, or is it just kind of putting these guys on the court and letting them hoop?
Yeah, I think you probably get a little bit of both, but I'm a guy that is a big believer in AAU basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know some high school coaches have different approaches, but I think it's done. If you just look at our state overall, how many guys are in the NBA and playing, I don't think they could have done that without our AAU basketball on our scene here. I think there's so many good players in Central Arkansas, and so what they play. So I think it's a little bit of both, probably just like you get at the high school level. I know some AAU coaches that take it very, very serious and very detailed in practice, and so I think it's a little bit of both. But I'm just really glad our kids get a chance to play during that time.
Coach, we pull that mic just a little bit closer to you there. Yep. Talking to Dexter Hendrix, if you're just tuning in again, Benton High School coach. The biggest complaint I hear about AAU, not that it's you don't expose kids to more opportunities, and the good thing is they get to play against high-level players. But the biggest complaint I hear from college coaches is they lose that taste for winning and losing. It's like, okay, hey, we lost, no big deal. We got another game in 30 minutes. Do you think there's something to that?
Yeah, I think so. I think anytime you play that many games, it's hard for a kid to realize that, take the value of the wins, or, really you hear it all the time, does a loss really hurt a kid that much anymore? They upset about it, or, I guess a good way is that they, to have a quick turnaround and try to get that taste out of their mouth. But I think there is a balance. I think that's just like anything. There's probably a true balance, and I think it probably gets overboard sometimes. And our guys come back in on Monday, and they're drained. I mean, they played 4 or 5 games, and we're asking for a practice on Monday. So I think it's a balance of understanding just what what you're trying to get out of it and what each kid as an individual needs.
We were talking about the makeup of your team coming back, and we're also interested about your guys that have left and are looking for opportunities to play. And Burgess is the number one guy that people are thinking about because of his skill level and the attention he's gotten, and deservedly so. He also hit the game winner in the state title game, which wasn't bad. I do want to talk a little more about that too. But what are you hearing as far as his decision and what he's looking at?
Well, Terrion is just such a talented player, like you talked about. But he is just such a unique individual. He's he's good as he is on the floor. He's a great person too, but he's a little unique, and he's very laid back, very kept to himself. Not a guy, especially in today's world, where everything's posted and you see it everywhere. And
it's look at me world.
Yes, he's just not. That's just not his personality. So I think Terrion and his family have done a great job just really taking their time, and I think what he's really interested in is finding the right fit. Now, wherever that might be, I don't know, but we sure are praying for him and pulling for him, and I know he'll do great wherever he lands, but he's a guy that's definitely taking his time and just making sure he finds that right fit.
Well, I'm sure he's getting plenty of attention. Let me take you back to the state title game. 20 seconds to go. You're down 5. If you played that out 100 times, how many times do you think you win that game?
Not very many. Not very many at all, but it was, I say it all the time, it was a God thing. We were very fortunate. We were talking about the year before Pine Bluff just a minute ago, coming down. Felt like we lost that game in the last few minutes, and you turn around this year and we feel like we won that game in the last few seconds. So it was very unique. Man, sports are just, I know you guys are the same way. You love sports and probably took so many life lessons from sports, and that's what we try to really talk with our guys is what a life lesson to take from that. Just never quitting, no matter what it looks like, no matter what the outcome might look like. Just never quitting to that final buzzer to the very end. And I knew we had a chance when we were down 5 with 20 seconds and we were in the huddle. And our seniors were getting a little emotional, as if like this might not go the right way. And it was actually Terrion was one of the guys that grabbed one of his teammates and he just looked at him and said, "No, we're not losing." And then they all kind of came together and stuck with it. Looked at me like, "What's next, Coach? What do we need to do next?" And when they left the huddle, I thought we had a chance. Now, I never would have guessed it would have worked out like it did, but I knew they were still bought in. They still believed during that time. And man, you talk about a proud coach going out there and seeing those guys play and perform and just find a way to win.
He's just being humble because I actually talked to a couple of the players, and what he said was,
we're
going to race down the floor, get a layup. Then we're going to get a steal. We're going to draw a foul. We're going to hit both free throws. Then we're going to get them to commit a violation. Then we're going to get the ball back, get it into Terrion, score a bucket, and win the game.
Trust the process.
I mean, that is a really very detailed approach there.
Yes.
I mean, that's very impressive.
Just like we drew it up.
Yeah, exactly. There's no doubt about it. It wasn't remarkable to watch, and I hate it for Maumelle because they had such a great team too. But, I mean, it was one of those where you don't want anybody to have to lose. But I know if you have to choose, obviously you want them to be that. Why'd you go into coaching? I mean, you had a lot of different options, I'm sure.
Well, since I can remember, I've just been in love with the game of basketball. Been a basketball junkie my entire life. I was very fortunate through my family, my dad, my uncle. Really put the love of sports in our life, and I just fell in love with basketball from an early age, and was fortunate to have a lot of good coaches at the school level and playing for some in AAU, and just always been in love with the game. It never was, a really second thought for me. I just knew I was going to try to play as long as I could, which wasn't very long. And then after that, go into coaching, and it's still something I'm just in love with and just really enjoy doing.
We're hanging out here at Relyance, and again, banking is such a big part of a community thing. It's such a great partnership between the community, at least when the banks do it right, and obviously Relyance does. What do you love about Benton and this community and being part of this?
Oh, well, especially this year, don't get me wrong, it always helps when you win some games. That always helps. Yeah. Everybody's a lot nicer. But, no, the support we've had here from our administration, our school, and then, like you said, our community has always been great. Since I've been here I've been here coaching here for 11 years, and it's always been great. But, wow, you talk about this year. These guys, they really showed up, and when we're able to win and win the championship, they just really showed so much appreciation for not only our school but our kids, and overall it's just a community that's, you feel like they always got your back. They're always going to root for you, and it's just something I'm extremely proud of to be a part of.
You keeping up with NBA playoffs at all?
I try to as much as possible.
What feeling do you got right now? We think it's almost up for grabs.
Yeah,
everyone has a shot to win. Who do you think is going to be playing for a championship?
Well, I'm really going for the Thunder. I like the Thunder a lot. With the Arkansas ties, Jason Wade. But after last night, I don't know, Game 7, it's going to be tough. But man, it's hard. It's hard not to think about Anthony Edwards right now.
Love that guy, right?
Gosh,
do you love him as
yes, as a competitor and just doesn't back down, and He's one of those guys that talk it, but he can also walk it too. So I enjoy watching it. You know, I'm not one of those coaches that bash the NBA. I think it's, man, some of the best coaching, the best players in the world, obviously. And so I try to watch as much as possible, but being busy during the springtime. But it's I really enjoy watching it. Good basketball.
Well, when you say the coaching part of it, tell me what you like about what they do from an NBA standpoint, because I think for a lot of very casual fans or people who already are dead set they hate it, it's just they roll the ball out there and guys get buckets, and there's obviously a lot more to it. But.
Yes, I believe so. You know, are you one of those guys you only watch it till the playoffs start?
That's how a lot of guys are.
Yeah.
They don't watch it until the playoffs start, and then some of them don't even watch it then.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just that goes back to me just being a basketball fan, I think. But I think the coaching is, you know, you take it, you know, such talented players and so many personalities, and we talked about the transfer portal, the NIL deal, now of year in and year out, and those guys have been doing it forever. You know, you see a guy that gets traded middle of the season and a big pickup, and but I think so. Just coaching on the run, coaching on the fly, and then defensively, I think there's a lot more that goes into coaching in that league. You see so many more zone defenses this year in the NBA. You know, a 3-2 zone played the other night. I saw a lot of that, and so it's really neat to see how they use things from game in and game out. Love to see them from game one adjustments to game two, and just the coaching on the defensive end, and you know. Always thinking about, you guys were talking about J.J. Andrews earlier as I walked in. How do you stop these guys that are so talented offensively, and that's every night in the NBA. You know, how do you stop a Edwards? How do you stop a Curry? How do you slow these guys down? How do you do these things? So I really enjoy just watching the defensive schemes and how they try to mix things up and slow them down.
DJ asked me where J.J. might have a chance to fit in the pantheon of Arkansas greats. It's a little bit to put on him at this point, but what's your expectation for him? What kind of college player do you think he'll be?
Oh, man, he's so talented. He's so strong. And we played him in the second round of the state tournament, and I thought we did a decently job. And you look up, and he's fouled out, and he scored 40 points. You know, that's a good job. But he's very talented. I think it starts with his athletic ability. He's so strong and so physical, but he handles the ball really well. But I think he has a great shot. And everything I've seen, I don't know J.J. personally real well, just – but it seems like he's a tremendous kid too, really good kid, and so I think that always gives you, you know, an extra boost, extra shot, and when you're, you know, have a strong work ethic and a good attitude.
What's one thing, if you have to play him again, that you would be nervous that he worked on right now in the off season that you had to handle next year?
Well, I don't know if I want to say that because we might play him again next year. No, they'll figure it out. There's no secrets here. I think. You know, you try to bet your best to obviously not let him go to his left. You know, and that sounds a lot easier. That's what Terry on playing for us too. A lot of teams try to do that, but that sounds easy until you get out there and you have to guard him and keep him from going there. But he's so good, you know, handling the basketball, and his playmaking ability is really good too. We would like to try to keep him off the free throw line a little bit more than we did if we had to play him again. But again, that's another thing that's, you know, a lot easier said than done. So. He's just a talented player in a really tough matchup, especially when he gets his outside shot going and hits some of those. It can really cause a lot of problems for you.
So if you're not coaching this summer, what are you doing?
Well, we're doing a lot of practicing, a lot of skill development. That's a time we really feel like, you know, we spend a lot of time offensively with our team working skill development. It's a time they really enjoy because when we get back in school in August, we're pretty heavy defensively, and obviously kids want to work on their game a lot more, shooting and handling the basketball. So it's a time we find that they really like to do, hosting a lot of open gyms and just trying to keep a basketball in their hand. But that's what we do a lot of, and you know, we try to, myself personally, try to go find some coaches that we really look up to and mentor, and go and try to pick their brain.
Coach, we'll let you go. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming by.
All right,
Good
thank
stuff
you
today.
guys. Appreciate you.
Enjoyed it. Dexter Hendrix, head coach at Benton High School. Told us in the break he's going back-to-back next year, so look out. Woo! Okay, that's a lie. I didn't make it up. Real quick, this says, hey, guys, I heard you say SEC Network tonight. My TV guide is showing Auburn. Well, listen, Grandpa, I didn't know they still had TV guide, but it was announced, and they will do this. They'll move games around at the last minute. Baseball is kind of a unique thing. But, yeah, it's on the SEC Network from what we've been told tonight, so they made a late decision to move it over there. Let's do some champs and chumps. We got Zack from Oaklawn coming up as well. After the break, it's 11:48. We are at Relyance Bank in Benton, home of the Panthers. Back after this.
Lazy Boy Home Furnishings is throwing deals like throw pillows.
At least they're not throwing selling ottomans.
Because the Lazy Boy Memorial Day sale is on at Lazy Boy of Little Rock. Huge savings on all things comfy. The stylish furniture you've been eyeing, plus sales tax paid. Now's the perfect time to glow up your space without a blow up to your budget. Come on down and throw a few pillows on your new sofa, sectional, easy chair, or recliner. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor, Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock. Long live the lazy.
The electric cooperatives got its start lighting Arkansas, and we continue to meet that demand with every resource we can deliver. We're powering your life where you live every single day through one of 17 local cooperatives, each unique, always united, and in your community. Our mission, to provide reliable, affordable, and responsible power to every corner of Arkansas. It's the local hometown cooperative way, because we're better connected together. The Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas.
Do you hear that? Asthma triggers are everywhere, from dust mites, pet dander, and pollen, to smog and smoke. An asthma attack can strike anywhere, anytime. Be prepared with quick-acting Primatene Mist. Clinically proven to open airways quickly. It's the #1 FDA-approved asthma inhaler available over the counter. Primatene Mist. Breathe easy again. Use as directed.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spray. Or stop by 65th and University.
You're listening to The Zone with Justin Acri and DJ Williams. You like what you hear? Well, check out our video stream on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch.
Been some time. You still look like an angel. I heard you're doing fine. Got promoted back.
Now, it's time to learn the biggest lines of the weekend. It's Better Bets with Oaklawn's Director of Sports Wagering, Zack Gillham. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
11:51 back here at Relyance Bank, and I just got hyped. I'm about to get some grub. You want free lunch? Come by and see us. Lupita's Mexican food truck is set up outside. I'm about to get into a chimichanga.
A little chimichanga?
How do you do? Take a burrito and fry it. Because it's like, okay,
and
well,
that's a chimichanga?
Yeah, let me see how unhealthy I can get today. It's Friday. I don't care. I worked out all week. I'm all good.
I didn't know that.
Also, come by and see. Did I didn't work out all week? Or did I do
No, it was a fried burrito.
That's basically what it is.
Okay.
It's just a big tortilla with much stuff inside, and then you throw it in the fryer. Boom!
Chimichanga.
Oh, chimichanga. Register to win a 36-inch Blackstone grill, but you have to come by here to sign up. You know, if you're one of those people like, I want to go to the ATM. Well, let me tell you something. It's worth coming by. And actually, Deanna's running around like crazy trying to get people to sign up. You can just swing by. If you just roll through the parking lot, she'll probably come out there and let you sign up. No big deal, but they're going to feed you lunch for free until 1 o'clock. So if you come by and see us, get it done, and then you can also sign up to win this 36-inch Blackstone grill, plus the griddle kit, plus the griddle cover, plus all the other stuff from our friends at Relyance Bank. We've got the mayor coming up. We've got the Chamber of Commerce director. All kinds of things happening here in Benton. It's a great way to finish up our week. And Zack Gillham was a great way to finish up our week, too, standing by on the Jim's Razorback Pizza Hotline. Zack, what's up?
Hey, guys. How's it going today?
Pretty good. I ain't going to lie. Pretty good. And we are about to get some grub, and I'm excited about that. Arkansas did not make me very excited yesterday, Zack. That made me sad. And hopefully they can come up with a win today against this Tennessee bunch, but it will not be an easy task. Curious, does Oaklawn Sports have the line?
Yes, line is up, and as you said, everybody will be cheering for Arkansas at -122 is the current number against Tennessee tonight. Total is on the board as well. That is at 9.5. And if you're looking for the College World Series odds, Arkansas is still your favorite at 4-1.
Who else is on the list?
On the list, LSU at 5-1, your second choice. Tennessee, who Arkansas plays tonight, is your third choice at 8-1. Georgia at 15-1. Florida at 20-1. Texas has fallen kind of off the radar. They're down at 20-1 as well. A lot of SEC teams here in this top 10. No surprise.
Their regular season SEC champion is 20-1 to win the College World Series. Okay. What about did you say? Florida State?
Florida State is also 20-1, and North Carolina is 20-1. So a couple of ACC teams that have been very good this year.
Florida State's pretty intriguing. I'm just saying.
Baseball's so weird.
It is weird, but that's what's cool about it. I like the odds, though. That's pretty neat. What are the odds? Tennessee's throwing their ace today. What are the odds on Tennessee today?
So Tennessee today, Arkansas, like I said, minus 122. Tennessee is minus 107. So not quite a pick 'em. Arkansas is slightly more of a favorite in this one, but that could change before we get to the first pitch.
Over under 9.5 total runs today as well in this game, already set at Oaklawn Sports. Got a pretty big game happening with the Knicks and the Celtics tonight as well. And you've already got the line out for Game 7 in the West as well, but let's go through those.
Yeah, and real quick before we jump over to the NBA, we do have our first softball games of the year on the board as well, with regional starting today. 2 games are underway, so the future odds are off the board. But this morning, Lady Razorbacks were plus 650 to win it all. They were the 4th choice. For tonight's game against St. Louis, they are an overwhelming favorite, minus 3,000 or 33-35 right now.
So you have to bet $3,335 to win $100.
Yes, overwhelming favorite. There's a few closer matchups on the board, but there's also some others that are as high as minus 5,000. So obviously the first games of these regionals, 1 versus 4s, you're going to see some pretty overwhelming favorites.
All right, let's get back to the NBA. So let's start with tonight's game, Zach. And it's a Game 6, not a Game 7, but it feels like a must-win for the Celtics. For the Knicks. It is a must-win for the Celtics if they want to stay alive, but I do not want to be New York having to go back to Boston and try to win in a Game 7 in that environment. Knicks are favored, but not by much tonight.
Yeah, not by much at all. It's currently 2.5 points, so the Knicks your favorite. 2.5 points. Money line plus 118 on the Celtics, minus 139 on the Knicks, and the total currently at 211.
There are player props, and if you want to try to get a couple $100 down on Jason Tatum to score, well, that's not a good idea. But you do have some player props in here. Players to score the first field goal of the game is one of the props for tonight. Let's get some player points in here, Zach. Let's talk about – I told Christian I had my great headline from the other day. It was Brown and White save the green, and both White and Jaylen Brown played really well the other day as part of the victory. What do you have for points on those guys?
Yeah, so looking at Jaylen Brown, if you want to go 25-plus points, he's at minus 159. If you take that up to 30-plus, he's at plus 170. And then Derek White, if you want to take him at 20-plus points, he's at minus 141. Or at 25-plus points, he goes up to plus 175. And those are the latter options we've talked about that are only going to offer you the over. So you're taking, will they score this many points or more? And then there's also options where you can go and have the over-under. So Jaylen Brown, his main number right now is at 26.5, and that's a number you could take over or under. And then for White, he is at 20.5.
By the way, Jalen Brunson, to get to plus money, you got to go to 35-plus. 35-plus, he's plus 190. At 30-plus, he's minus 127. Christian, is any of this resonating with you?
No, I don't want to touch it.
Okay.
Personally.
How about, Zach, how about tomorrow's game real quick?
Looking at Sunday's game?
Yeah, Nuggets. Sunday's game.
Yeah, Nuggets Thunder's Game 7. Thunder right now 7.5-point favorites in that matchup. Total at 213, and a lot of the props we just discussed are on the board already for this game as well.
And also, real quick, Chris Kane's here. What's going on with F1?
Yeah. F1,
all right, Zach, we're out of time. Thanks very much. You're such a goof.
We need to know.
Well, you know they had practice 1 this morning about 6:30 a.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So that is not available. Qualifying's off the board. It will repost this afternoon. But for the race, that is on the board right now. Oscar Piastri, who's won 4 races, he's at plus 140. Lando Norris, the other McLaren driving, at plus 160. Max Verstappen, plus 550. And then George Russell from Mercedes at 14-1.
Thanks, Zach. I don't think I could have lived this weekend without knowing that. I am looking
Yeah,
forward to
I
moving
know
Brad
you were
Pitt,
just
though.
waiting for it.
Burgers, barbecue,
See ya.
beer,
Oaklawn Sports.
bourbon, ball games, and brunch. Look no further than Ouachita Bar and Grill, 915 Central Avenue in beautiful downtown Hot Springs. Ouachita Bar and Grill, family and pet friendly, with indoor and outdoor seating available. Bingo Bango Brunch, served on Sundays from 11 till 3, with live music Thursday through Saturday. Take a look on Facebook to see what events they've got going on this week, and join the fun at Ouachita Bar and Grill, Central Avenue, downtown Hot Springs.
From the Whataburger inbox to your speaker, Kayla writes, I'm dead because of no mushroom Swiss. We checked it out, and Kayla, though a bit dramatic, is totally fine. And that's great because the mushroom Swiss burger is totally back, just like Kayla loves, with grilled mushrooms, melty cheese, and creamy au jus sauce. Kayla, don't mess with us like that. The skull emoji is not for playing around. The mushroom Swiss burger is back for a limited time. What a burger!
The Diamond Hogs have their sights set on Omaha. Hear every game along the way on 103.7 The Buzz. Brought to you by Whataburger and Edwards Food Giant.
Don't get sidetracked.
That man is playing Gallagher.
We'll keep you on course.
Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
103.7 The Buzz. Buzz News with KARK's Claire Kreitz.
2 more groups are being added to the lawsuit that aims to change Arkansas's election referendum law. This year's legislative session passed several bills that add more steps to getting initiatives on the ballot. The Arkansas League of Women Voters filed the initial lawsuit about the process. Now the ACLU of Arkansas filed a motion asking the court to allow Protect Our Rights and For Our Kids to challenge the changes as well. The Arkansas Board of Corrections is moving forward with Nabholz and J.E. Dunn as contractors for the Franklin County Prison. Both companies have experience with building correctional facilities and shared their qualifications from other construction projects. Nabholz also says crews will try to use more local dining and lodging in Franklin County while working on the project. It's not a done deal just yet. The board will now go into contract negotiations with both companies. This is Claire Kreitz for the Buzz Radio Network.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
It is an Arkansas Storm Team Alert Day with a 40% chance of thunderstorms this afternoon and a 50% chance of thunderstorms tonight. Those storms could be severe with large hail, damaging wind, and yes, there's even a tornado threat. We'll be warm and windy today, a high of 88. Tonight, an overnight low of 67. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Summer starts now. Make memories that last in a brand new Silverado from Gwatney Chevrolet. Right now, get 0% financing plus $3,250 in customer incentives on all in-stock Silverados. And during Military Appreciation Month, Gwatney is proud to serve those who serve. Get $1,500 in military savings, $750 from Chevrolet, and $750 from us. Visit GwatneyChevrolet.com or stop by 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville to learn more. We'll see you soon. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. With approved credit. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter agents Monica Reiners or Brian Kress in North Little Rock or Jamie Marsh in Little Rock.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
It's Justin Acri for CertaPro Painters, and CertaPro knows how important your home is to you. That's why they're focused on helping you bring fresh color to your home. You can trust CertaPro Painters to get the job done right, even in those hard-to-reach places. Free estimates, reliable communication, professional painting, all at the right price. And each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. They're always easy, and they get you a quote right away. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
The leader in sportsbook apps in the state of Arkansas, Bet Saracen, has a club you might want to consider joining. It's the perfect offer for you if you like to play parlays. Head over to the Bet Saracen app, opt in, and get all the details on how to earn bonus cash with the Parlay Bonus Club. It's active through June, and it could be the key to stacks of sportsbook bonus cash. The Parlay Bonus Club on the Bet Saracen Sportsbook app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Welcome to Moe's. Hey guys, this is Brandon with Moe's Southwest Grill. We welcome you in for the freshest Tex-Mex you'll find outside of your own garden. Check us out on Mo Mondays, where we have bowls and burritos starting at $7.99. And remember, your kids always eat free with us on Sundays. Let Moe's cater your next event. Schedule online at Moe's.com. And while you're there, download our app for weekly specials. Stop by anytime, where you'll always get the freshest Tex-Mex, and you'll always hear us say, "Welcome to Moe's."
You're in the zone, coming to you live from the Oaklawn Hot Springs Studio. Oaklawn, Arkansas's only casino resort. Now, here's Justin Acri and DJ Williams on the Buzz Radio Network.
This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
All right, everybody, welcome back into the zone as we are gearing up. Justin was going to take a brief timeout as he is. Oh, you were joking?
Yes.
I thought I was locked in, man. I was going to have you covered, man. You got a nice little chimichanga.
Oh, man.
And some steak. What is that?
Steak nachos.
It smells delicious. We even saw something earlier called a turtle.
Look at this thing. It's a sandwich.
But it ain't like the chocolate turtle. Yeah, it's a sandwich, and the thing is massive.
Massive.
Looks good.
Lupita's Mexican food, and apparently they've got a – where is their brick and mortar? About the 8500 block, okay.
If you go
Thanks,
down,
Deanna, that's helpful.
You go down Cantrell, you pass Pulaski kind of title. It's on your left, and you're going to end up passing a Shipley's Donut. It's going to be in that little area right before you hit that new car wash on the side of the street.
Let me just tell you this: this chimney is clown. I am going nuts,
and it's free right now, right?
Free until 1.
What are they doing? Get up here right now.
Yeah, that's part of the deal. So come on out. The mayor's like, okay, bye, guys.
See ya.
Yeah,
we're out of here.
Gary James with the Chamber of Commerce and Mayor Tom Farmer joining us here today, and lots of things to be excited about in Benton. We've already talked to your state championship boys basketball coach. We're enjoying our time here with our friends at Relyance Bank. Rely.bank. They're on the World Wide Web, for goodness sakes. I mean, they're big time, and I love this location. It is outstanding. Is this the newest one?
Newest one.
Okay.
Newest one.
Do you have another one about to open? Okay, well, this is a great one. I love it. Gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yep. Appreciate you letting us come to your town. Or maybe you didn't know.
I didn't even know you were here, so thank you for coming.
I told them to keep you out, but it didn't work. So, all right, well, let's just start with first things first, other than Reliance Rocks. Buc-ee's. People are pretty hyped about it. I keep seeing billboards, Mayor. Is this a big deal, I guess? I don't know.
You know, it is a big deal, but what's fixing to come is bigger than that. Yeah, so, I mean.
I won't tell you what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't even tell us.
No, not yet. Hey, we're waiting for the grand opening of Buc-ee's.
I can't wait to hear what else is
I
coming.
know, right?
I mean,
'Cause
golly.
Buc-ee's is huge.
I mean, like, unless it's like the second coming, I'm like, I don't even know what could be bigger.
Yeah.
That is wacky. All right. So what's Buc-ee's going to mean for your community, you think?
It's going to be a lot of value. Buc-ee's brings a lot of things that people don't understand. We're not talking financial value. Say that a tornado comes through and hurts our community, wipes out our call center. They're going to allow us to use everything they got down there because they've got a generator that's going to operate their fuel pumps and everything else. So you'll be able to get food there. You'll be able to get fuel there. We can set up our command station right there, they've told me, so that we'll still be able to operate and provide the safety that people expect. And that's huge for our community because everyone says you need to have a second spot for your command spot. Well, they've already said we can go down there and make it happen.
No doubt.
But the finances are going to be fantastic. The A&P finance and the taxes for the city and the state and the county, it's going to be huge for all of us.
What was the pitch like? Because I imagine it's a long process to try to get them to come here.
Well, let me tell you, the first thing, the chamber's right behind us right here, this building.
Okay.
They drove up, and they had the big old car, and they got out, cowboy hats on, Texas license plates, Buc-ee's all over their shirts. Everything looked good, and we talked to them, and what was amazing, they said when they left, don't tell anybody we're here.
Yeah,
that didn't last long. That didn't last long, and that really started it. But it really happened with the owner of the property.
Yes,
we made a deal with him probably 3 or 4 months earlier.
Well, in March.
Yeah, March, and then we made a deal with him, and he had 500 acres. He was going to sell the city, and when that happened, Tom and I were in his office, and when somebody says that to you, you're just thinking, okay, it's on the river, it's on the freeway. So it was just a wonderful thing, and they didn't want to take ownership of that land. They've had it for, 80 years or whatever, forever. And they said, we don't want our family to be the only ones to enjoy 500 acres. And we want the citizens to enjoy it. So, I had tears in my eyes listening to all this, and Tom and I just started talking to him. And a few months later, he called us and said, hey, I got to tell you, Buc-ee's reached out to us, and they want to buy that corner.
And Jim Thomas is who Gary's talking about, and Jim said, hey, here's the deal. I've already sold the land, even though we hadn't signed a contract. I gave a handshake to the mayor, and I'm not selling it to anyone else. And so Jim tells us, I'll never forget it. He said, look, if you think you might want Buc-ee's, you might want to call them because I've been telling them for 3.5 months I'm not selling them any land, that you own the land. I said, well, we hadn't even signed yet.
Yep.
He goes, I gave you my word. Now that is character.
I don't know I don't know the finances of that, but that doesn't seem like a very good business deal for him. But what a good man! That's a great community member right there.
Great community member, and then all the other things that's going to go with the RV park and the soccer complex and the trails and everything on his land. He was the most unselfish person you can think of because he's allowing the entire community to use his land.
Well, he must have made quite an impression on it. How long has he lived here? Has he always been in Benton?
Always alive.
Okay.
Born here.
That's wild.
Born on that piece of property.
That's pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. I went to high school with him. Great guy. And we had back in the 70s, I don't even remember much of it, but we had a big concert out it was like Woodstock out in there was probably 3,000 or 4,000 people in the mud listening to bands, and I heard they were good bands. I don't remember it really, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But he's a good guy, and he cares about this community, and that's what. Let me tell you. And then for the last 2 years, the mayor having Tom Farmer to reach out to him every time there was a hurdle, and there was hurdles all along the way. But Tom never let it die. He just kept calling and calling. So a lot of this is all what Tom's done.
Well, I appreciate that, but really it's been a team effort because every time Richard Golden from Buc-ee's would call and say, hey, we've got a little problem, I'd start making phone calls, and we'd team up together, and we'd show up wherever the problem was and get a resolution to make it work. And
Were you nervous through the process? I mean, all the way up to the groundbreaking, and it's like, is this really going to happen?
You know, I didn't have any gray hair until the process started. So does that tell you anything?
It tells me a little bit. It's a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal. Listen, everybody around the whole state is excited about this. I mean, it's not just Benton. There are people. There could be, like I said earlier, there can be people driving down from the capital city just to have lunch, get a brisket sandwich, and peruse Buc-ee's aisles. I promise you.
Well, you know what? They tell us that people travel for 200 miles just to go to Buc-ee's. Be the only one in the state of Arkansas, and the things they have, the brisket, the barbecue, the nuggets, everything they have is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Beaver got up, and he wants us to call him, that's his nickname.
Yes.
He got up to speak, and you know they're watching every word he says. And he got up and said, in the first year, 12 months, there will be 5 million visitors coming through this building. And that's just incredible. You're right, for the state of Arkansas.
Amazing.
It's a big deal.
There's no doubt. You guys already have some issues with Bryant. They got to really be jealous of y'all now.
Well, we really don't have issues with Bryant. We work together on things.
That's what they tell you. Yeah, you hear what they say when you're not around. No, I mean, for Saline County and then obviously beyond, it is amazing.
Well, you know, Mayor Treat was there at the groundbreaking, and I appreciate him showing up because it's a partnership for Saline County. Everything we try to do is for one another.
So we talked about the soccer fields with the folks that run the football club here, and that's pretty exciting. What else is happening in Benton that you're excited about here that you can tell us about?
Well, you know, we just had I don't know if you've heard of a little restaurant called Purple Cow.
I'm very familiar.
Well, they opened Wednesday of this week.
Oh, that's amazing.
It is
I've
amazing.
had a couple of milkshakes over the years, Mayor. Yeah.
Well, my granddaughter thought it was so amazing. She went twice on opening day. So, I mean, it must really be good.
It is good.
You know, and that's been big for our community because Red Robin shut down. Purple Cow comes right in, opens right up, and starts serving the community. I just drove by the parking lot. It's completely full right now, so that's huge in itself. We've got a place that went in. What is that going in where Big Lots was?
I don't
Some kind of
remember the name
pilot
of it.
thing. I mean, as soon as one business leaves, another one's coming in, and that says a lot about the work the chamber does and what a great job they do in recruiting businesses.
Well, what happened last night was pretty cool. We do a third Thursday. The city runs it, and we had probably 7,000 people downtown Benton. And we had, you might want to talk about that, the Hot Wheel tracks, the Guinness Book of World Record, trying to break that. And if it wasn't for a couple people kind of hitting the track, the cars fell off. But that track went all the way down the courthouse, around the block, and it was amazing to see. And 7,000 people come to downtown Benton, and it's pretty neat to see.
To see a world record set?
Trying.
Well, it was more about the kids. It was more about family night, and the kids showed up, and there'd be kids all along the 2,000-plus feet of track putting their cars on and pushing, and they'd hit the booster, and they'd go, and the kids would run and grab the car, and then they'd get back right where they were, and that was all along that 2,000 feet of track. It was just amazing watching the kids, and we've got a video how the last car that was dropped, it took a little push so we didn't get the record, but as it was coming to the end, there must have been 50 kids running alongside the car, cheering and yelling. I mean, it was like a Grand Prix, winning the Grand Prix, and they were so excited about it.
That's remarkable. When do you expect Buc-ee's to open, and when do you get to give us this new announcement on the new big thing?
Well, they what was it? They told us September of 26 is what the plan is, but I know that they're pushing hard to get things done ahead of schedule.
Yep.
So.
And when do we announce this other big thing that you can't tell us about?
Well, you know, as soon as they sign the contracts, we'll make the announcements.
Ooh. I can't wait to find out what this is.
I know, right?
Gosh.
It's got to be big.
I know.
Can't wait.
I know. It's awesome.
We can't neither.
I bet.
He's scaring me.
Yeah.
You guys got two choices. You can either stick around and play birthday trivia, or you can leave. What do you want to do?
Well, since my birthday's a long ways off, I'm going to leave.
Yeah, that'd be hard to do.
Gary, you don't want some of this? You don't want to?
I'm not good at this. You know that.
Neither is DJ. Doesn't stop him. He does it every day.
Yeah,
I'll listen to Gary.
Okay.
He'll throw in stuff. We'll do it.
Okay. You guys, I'll tell you what. We'll let you work together as a team.
Oh, wow.
And then you can
That's never happened.
Go up against Jay and Christian.
Okay.
So we are playing for Christian. What do you want to give away today?
We'll give away a Brewski's gift card for our Brewski's birthday trivia.
All right.
You got good.
I like that. I got a note here on our D3 Auto Sales text line. It says, Tom Farmer is a good dude. He's a rough-nosed coach, but did a great job. The dude can pump some iron back in the day, probably still can. What you benching? there, Mayor.
Right now?
Yeah, that's right.
No, I try not to go over 100.
Okay.
I'm old. I don't want to hurt myself.
No, we don't want you doing that. Okay. Well, there you go. That's it. Let's move on and do some birthdays. Knock it out.
Birthday Trivia in the Zone is brought to you by Brewski's Pub and Grub. Your home for lunch, happy hour, and late night. With locations in Little Rock and North Little Rock. Come get your grub on.
All right, Joey, I'm going to put you with Team Benton. And we need 2 more players at 661-1037 for a Brewski's gift card. Now, I don't know if you talk to my friends at Brewski's. Maybe they can get a Brewski's down here, too. I don't know how your sports bar scene is like in Benton, but I'm just saying. Pretty good spot. We'll get 2 more players on and get this underway. This day in history, while we're lining that up before we start birthdays. By the way, you know how this game works. I'm going to start describing someone famous. As soon as you know who it is, you blurt it out. And then we're going to guess how old they are.
Okay.
You working with me on this?
Got it.
Okay. All right, we're going to line up more people. On this day in history, 1985, Michael Jordan was named the NBA Rookie of the Year.
Nice.
DJ, can you believe it?
85?
Whatever became of that guy? He
turned out all
fizzled
right.
out pretty quick. In 1986 on this day, Top Gun premiered. Oh, what a day it was. Were you alive in 1986?
I was not.
Okay. Well, for the rest of us, it was real cool. I was 12 years old. It was one of the neater things I'd ever seen.
How old were you, Gary?
Never mind.
And on this day in 1996, Sammy Sosa became the first Chicago Cub to hit 2 home runs in 1 inning.
Ooh.
What a magical day. Old Sammy Sosa. All right, we got it. Joey, you're with Benton. DJ, you got Doc, and Fred, you're with Christian Weaver. All right, guys, here we go. This guy is an actor.
Brad Pitt.
Christian Bale.
He was in a couple of the James Bond films.
Daniel Craig.
Pierce Brosnan,
No.
Timothy Dalton.
Pierce Brosnan, Christian. Very good. Do you guys know how old Pierce Brosnan is? Former James Bond.
Yes.
He was also Remington Steele. You guys probably watch that show some.
Mm-hmm.
How old do you think he is?
76.
All right, 76.
76.
DJ?
That's what I'd say.
70.
Christian?
72.
Bingo bango. That is a perfect. Okay. This guy is a TV host.
Al Roker.
Steve Harvey.
Ron
Conservative.
Seacrest. Oh.
He's got great
Hannity?
hair.
Joe Rogan.
Sean Hannity.
No.
Steve Harvey.
No.
Yes.
Conservative political talk
Bill
show
O'Reilly.
host.
Oh, Carlson
Yes.
Tucker? Tucker Carlson?
Tucker Carlson. Very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carlson, Tucker Carlson. How old is Tucker Carlson?
Tucker Carlson is 49.
Christian.
He always looks so confused. He's 55.
How about for you fellas?
53.
Let's go with it. 56 he is. Okay. All right. This woman is part of a singing and dancing family. She's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame performer
Janet
herself.
Jackson.
She is Janet Jackson,
Wow.
DJ. Very good.
What a get.
Christian, how old is Janet Jackson? Big fan, but not as big as I am.
Not
how old
big.
is Janet Jackson, Christian?
Janet, she is lovely and 58 today.
Gentlemen?
60.
No.
Justin loved growing up with her.
I love me some Janet.
I did too.
He probably thought he had a shot because they were close to the same age.
Hilarious. Just give me a number.
55.
Nerd. She's 59.
What'd we
We
say?
split there.
60.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a lot older than me, but I still like her. This woman's not as old as I am. She is an actress, kind of, not a very good one.
Sydney Sweeney.
Transformers.
Megan Fox.
Teenage
Megan
Mutant
Fox.
Ninja Turtles. It's Megan Fox, DJ. Big fan. Christian's how old? Megan Fox today?
Megan Fox
he
is-
just went.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You guys go first. Sorry, Megan Fox. Let's get together here.
30 years old.
30 years old. Mary, you go with that?
I'm good with that. You don't even know her. No.
She turned the big
Just had a kid.
42 today.
No.
No, she's 39.
Bingo bango, 39.
Wow.
All right, this is a woman that I don't think either one of these two guys will know. You guys should know her, though. Although Christian's like an old soul, so he'll probably know. She was in Urban Cowboy, Officer and a Gentleman,
Deborah Winger.
Legal Eagles in Terms of Endearment. Deborah Winger. That's right. This dude, I mean, he's amazing. He's the wizard. How old is Deborah Winger today?
Deborah Winger is 73.
No. Christian?
69.
Nope.
75.
75.
She is 70 years old. Christian again. He does this all the time, guys. Don't worry about it. This guy is a former star college running back who's a Hall of Fame NFL running back as well. Played for the Buffalo Bills primarily. He went
Simpson.
to Oklahoma State.
Oh. Thurman Thomas.
Bam! Gary James, you are on the board. No shutout for Benton today.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
How old is Thurman Thomas today, gentlemen?
Probably. This got to go fast.
53.
Ooh, 53.
53.
56.
Christian.
55.
59. DJ. And last but not least, this guy might be the least famous member of New Edition.
Ralph Tresvant.
That is correct. Wow.
He's the lead singer.
He's a freak.
He's the wizard.
He's a freak. But I think as far as household names go,
Yeah.
Ralph's
He wasn't in
Ronnie,
Belle
Bobby,
Biv
Ricky,
DeVoe
Mike, Ralph,
or-
and Johnny. I'd say Ralph is probably the least of the famed.
He was the lead singer.
How old's Ralph Tresvant today?
Tresvant
Mr.
is
Telephone Man, something wrong with my line. Sing it, DJ, if you know it.
Did you listen to him growing up?
Oh, you better believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's old.
Jerk 64.
No. Christian?
He's 58 today.
He is not 58. Let me do some math here. Okay.
56.
57. Oh! Good job, guys. Christian, you're the winner. Fred, enjoy your brewskis. You're a good man. Thanks for listening. All right, gentlemen, thank you.
Thank
and
you.
Congratulations on all the
Thank
success here in Benton. We're excited about what's on the horizon, both those things we know about and those that we are yet to find out about. But you guys are doing a great job, and we appreciate you. Keep it up.
Hey, thank you for coming.
Thank you for being
My
here.
pleasure. We'll come anytime you'll have us.
We'll have you every day.
Most of the towns around the state, Mayor, I have to sneak into. So I was happy to be here. Very happy to be
I
here.
don't see the police.
I drove slow.
Oh.
I mean, driving a big yellow truck. We're kind of hard to hide out here. You know what I mean? All right, let's do a quick entertainment report, Christian.
Report is brought to you by Bell & Sword Gentlemen's Clothing in Conway. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram or stop by Bell & Sword's new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
Sad news from the world of entertainment.
What happened?
Joe Don Baker died.
Joe Don Baker?
Joe Don Baker. He was in GoldenEye. He was in Cape Fear, but I will always know him best as the mean police chief in Fletch.
Okay.
Hey, you and Tommy Lasorda. I hate Tommy Lasorda.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, it's a great movie. I know you have it. It should be on your list. He's been in a lot of great movies over the years. Didn't he play? Am I crazy? Did he play the sheriff in Walking Tall? Am I nuts? Was that him? Buford Pusser? Is that his name? Pusser?
I don't know who you're
I
talking
can't
about.
recall the face, but I've seen the movies that you're talking about.
Okay, they're hard watch.
What's
I
his
remember
name?
seeing it as a kid. Like, dang. Pusser was the Joe Don Baker's the actor. Where am I? Good news for you, bread guy.
Ooh.
Texas Roadhouse has a whole new bag.
Oh.
But they're not putting their bread in stores. I don't get it. They're introducing new dairy dips. Cactus Blossom, Rattlesnake Bites, and Fried Pickle Dip.
Okay.
Cactus Blossom tastes like their popular deep-fried onion appetizer that's dipped in the chain's famous Blossom sauce.
Okay.
It's seasoned with smoky Cajun-style blend of onion, spices, and garlic. Rattlesnake Bites dip tastes like their jalapeno and cheese appetizer, which features a spicy blended cheddar, garlic, cayenne, and bell pepper. And fried pickle dips, fried pickle dip. Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, I was going to look this up today, and I never did do it. I forgot. Dick's Sporting Goods.
Okay.
It's not a great name. I got to be honest.
I would agree.
I don't know why they named it that. I'm sure it's after the owner. His probably name is like Dick Jones or something. I'm
Yeah.
like, you should
Should've
have
been
called
Richards.
it Jones's Sporting Goods.
Richards Sporting
Whatever,
Goods.
anything. Yeah, well, anyway, they're not going away anytime soon. They just bought Foot Locker for $2.4 billion. Both companies are led by women, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
That's ironic.
Especially with the name. I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, that is why he
right?
said it's ironic. But
Lauren Hobart is the CEO of Dick's. She's been there since 2021. Mary Dillon is the CEO of Foot Locker. I didn't even think that was noteworthy, but it was in the story, so I'm passing along. Anyway, they're going to continue to operate as Foot Locker, so they're not going to see a lot of change, but they're just owned by Dick's now. Foot Locker has 2,400 retail stores across 20 countries in North America, Europe, Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Yes, Christian?
It seems like all of Dick's Sporting Goods' latest commercials aim to say Dick's as many times as they can. Like,
I've noticed that.
Yeah, because one has Will Arnett, and they're like, have you looked at Dix.com? He's like, have I looked at Dix.com? And because that's their website.
Is that their website?
Yes.
Ooh,
that's terrible.
Close.
All right, the company is named after the founder, Richard Dick Stack.
So his name was
Stack's
Dick?
Sporting Goods. Yeah, Dick is his nickname.
Oh,
How about
okay.
Stack's Sporting Goods? I think that's a great name.
Stacks? Yeah,
Yes.
I think that sounds good.
Stacks is way better.
It is
Yeah.
memorable, though, but it's just not good memorable. You guys are not going to believe this. Chris Brown's in trouble over an assault charge. There's a first time for everything. You know what they say.
I never would have saw that coming. There's been no signs,
Well, apparently neither did the guy that he hit. Chris Brown arrested in Manchester yesterday over an alleged assault that went down in a London club in February of 23. They say the wheels of justice turn slowly. They really do, apparently, in England. A music producer named Amadou Diallo claimed that Brown beat him with a tequila bottle. Was it añejo? Then ruthlessly stomped him as he went to the ground. He has a lawsuit pending in which he says the assault caused severe and lasting injuries, including lacerations on his head and torn ligaments in his leg. Those will all heal. Quit being a baby. Anyway, he's got a tour, Chris does, to begin on June 8th in the Netherlands.
Doesn't he want $16 million from this?
At least. And last but not least, speaking of guys who have been afoul of the law over the years but are also successful musicians, Morgan Wallen's album is dropping. I'm the Problem. That's the name of it. It has been a long time a-coming. It has 37 songs.
It's too much,
on
man.
it.
Too much.
It's 3 albums, buddy.
Yeah.
Calm down.
There's no way
It's
you
been
can't
done
cut down
since
now.
March. Well, you don't have to cut it down. Just spread it out over 3 albums. We're doing 37 songs. Sheesh.
I guess he's
seems
not trying to
excessive.
get out of his record deal or anything.
No. He should have thrown at least 20 of those songs off the roof of a bar, Christian. That's it. The rest of this can wait. I got to eat this chimichanga before it gets cold. I also have a really cool story about a guy that killed somebody and then got killed for it.
Whoa.
But we'll see if we have time.
Okay.
He's going to be my chump, I guess. My champ is coming up. We're going to hit the break first. 12:30, Champs and Chumps, Rewind. Deanna's just dying to get back on the air, I can tell. So we'll just go ahead and talk to her some more. She's not even paying attention to us. Give me some new edition. 12:30, we're back in a minute. You're in the zone. We're live at Relyance Bank in Benton. Woohoo! Stick around. Hey, you still got time. Another 20 minutes or so to sign up to win the Blackstone 36-inch griddle. I got to get one of those in my life. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I the whole package. But there's only one Reliance cup left, unfortunately. I don't know where the other one went. But they do have a cool little cutting board. Look at that, DJ. That's perfect for cutting, like, limes if you're going to make cocktails. What is that? Bluetooth speaker?
What is that air thing in the front?
AirTag.
I need my battery's low on mine. I
lost my
another one.
chimichanga. I need to put an AirTag on it.
Yeah.
I'm back in a sec.
Be sure and tune in each week when Bree Ellis joins Morning Mayhem, brought to you by the F.L. Davis family of Ace Hardware stores. Ace is the place for all of your hardware needs.
This is SportsCenter.
Arkansas baseball fell to Tennessee in Fayetteville last night, 10-7, as the Volunteers hit 4 home runs. After the game, Coach Dave Van Horn talked about the persistent problem of leaving runners in scoring position.
I know we left 12 on for the game, something like that, but it was early in the game. That's when we had to score some runs. We left a lot of runners out there. We put together some innings, whether it was hits or a base on ball. I think we had hit by pitch. Leadoff guys on, second base no out, whatever the case may be. We didn't get them in.
Game 2 will be tonight at 6:30, while Game 3 will be tomorrow at 2. Coverage for both games can be heard on The Buzz. And the Arkansas Travelers won 5-3 over the Wichita Wind Surge last night. They'll play again tonight at 6:35. Radio coverage can be heard on 106.7 Buzz 2. I'm Christian Weaver with The Buzz Radio Network.
BKC Home Builders are the premier home builders, providing custom builds and remodels. No matter what size your dream is, BKC will walk you through all the phases, from house plans to landscaping, to make your custom home as beautiful as you imagine. The team at BKC will be with you through the entire process. If you're looking for commercial building or remodeling, BKC has your commercial needs covered as well. BKCHomebuilders.com or find them on Facebook. That's BKC Home Builders in Hot Springs.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops and spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
March is gone. The brackets are done. Feels like we need some excitement.
Are you kidding? Do you realize how much is going on? Basketball, hockey, baseball, golf. It's like 8 seasons in one. It's the season of action.
And we can bet on all those with the Oaklawn Sports app.
That's the spirit. Now let's go lock in some bets.
Receive a 10% profit boost on qualifying 3-leg parlays. Bet all summer long. Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Big Lot. It's got the big deals.
It's the Big Lot at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram on I-30 and Alcoa in Benton.
My kids are grown and out of school, so it's time for a car just for me. But I never have time to shop.
Shop on your schedule at BigLotBenton.com. There's hundreds of vehicles, all with vehicle history, easy financing options, and fast approval. Just visit BigLotBenton.com. The Big Lot at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram on I-30 and Alcoa Road in Benton.
Willie D's Rock and Roll Piano Bar open every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Cold drinks and dueling pianos. Deep Nightclub downstairs hosts karaoke on Tuesdays and DJs spin on Friday and Saturday nights. Visit WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
The Zone is back. You know what's better than listening to Justin Acri and DJ Williams? Watching them on our live stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Now, let's get back into the show.
I don't need a golden ticket to be part of the club, 'cause I'm already in it. Anywhere I land, I'll stick it. Maybe it's a dream, but for me, I live it. Keep my head high, gonna get mine. You ain't gonna hold me down, so don't try. Give me no mind, only gonna find. I'll be sneaking up on you in no time. Please, 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 underestimate me.
Man, it's good to be back. Chris Kane's here, Mr. Reliance Bank, and DJ Williams, Justin Acri, the Wizard. Christian Weaver. We're going to do Champs and Chumps, Chris. If you can cook one up, that's fine. What did you vote for,
Yeah,
Chris? I
I
see a
was
little
curious.
I voted sticker on your shirt.
So, I don't know if I can say it yet.
Oh.
It's internal. It's a secret for Reliance. How about that?
Oh, it's a Reliance
It's a
thing.
Reliance deal. It's a Reliance deal, yeah.
Do we get to vote?
No, actually, you don't.
Well, that's super rude, actually.
I know. It's an inside deal. Sorry, I should have taken this off. A lot of confusion.
Well, I mean, listen, get in line. I mean,
Yeah.
I got people left and right not telling me stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I mean, I
strike
had
a
the
nerve.
mayor in here going, boy, you're not going to believe what's going on. What's going on? Well, I can't tell you.
I'm gonna make
Well,
some
thanks a
people
lot.
feel some type of way, but it's just a question. Do you vote and then take a selfie of yourself with your "I voted" sticker?
Never, ever.
No.
Never.
Never. No.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, and I'm glad that you're celebrating your right as an American because I think it's the most valuable. But, hey, my jam.
Okay. Not anything.
Also,
It's okay.
I don't think it's impressive that you voted because we can all do it. I think it's good that you do, but it's not some like major accomplishment. It's not like you get a leg lamp for it.
Major award.
I also don't think it's impressive. Here's an unpopular take for a guy that's about to have a high school graduate.
Here we go.
I'm about to say the same thing.
I don't think it's impressive. I certainly don't think it's impressive that your kid graduated from 6th grade, and the fact that we have graduations for 1st graders and 6th graders is ridiculous.
Let me tell you something.
We are celebrating mediocrity, and I don't care to do it. And frankly, celebrating a graduation from high school like it's some major achievement is ridiculous too. And I have a kid who's graduating next Friday.
I want to go back to your voting on elections for just a moment.
Yeah.
And non-controversial take on that is whenever you have to go through some of the issues, if you actually know what some of these issues are and what they're about, you guys go through it on the news all the time. You remember those days. They're not always easy to identify. Oh, what am I voting on here? So if you just vote, yes, there's nothing to celebrate about just hitting or filling in a bubble.
Hey.
But there is something to celebrate if you know what the issues are and vote on them accordingly. You know what? Congratulations to you. You're better than most of the people doing that.
Of all the people who, all the ballot things that get
Yes,
rejected.
the ballot initiatives.
Because they were not clear. I'm like, That's clear?
Yeah. Oh,
as mud.
And by the way, it's in 6 font on the ballot.
That's why we old people have readers.
Yeah.
I'm with you on the.
Thanks for opening the can of worms.
I'm with you on the graduation thing.
Okay.
Like the big, just high school.
Hey, listen.
High school. No, it's no. High school is an accomplishment.
College.
High school is an
Different ballgame.
accomplishment. It is an accomplishment.
It's
Not everyone has an easy path to graduate high school.
Maybe in 1950
it is an accomplishment. Yes, it is. It's an accomplishment to graduate from high school.
It's fun. It's an accomplishment.
It should be celebrated.
It's not a huge
it should be celebrated.
So is becoming potty trained, Chris.
I knew what you were about to say just now, by the way. So is taken, and you stopped yourself because you remember. Oh, we're not in the car.
It's like, well, I've been backed up for a while. I won an award for taking that dump. That was a good one. Yeah. No, I don't know. I think the way we celebrate. Listen, I have a way bigger issue with something else. I have a way bigger issue with the people spending $200,000 on weddings.
Yeah.
And then staying married for 6 months. It's ridiculous. We should
I
have.
agree with that.
Deanna, I think
I'm
we
an
should.
event planner, and I agree with that.
I think we should have smaller events
There we go.
for the wedding, a little more tasteful, a little more low key. And then when you hit a 10-year anniversary, let's throw the biggest party ever. Plus, by the way, kids, 10 years from now, when you're already been married for a decade and you have dual income, you're going to have more money to throw a party.
That's right.
Not if you have kids.
And you won't be such a parent burden. Okay, a little less, but still more. Okay, you're gonna have even with kids.
I
You're
like
gonna have
that.
more
Little
10
less,
years from
but
now.
still more. There we go. Little less, but still more.
Yes, it's like I say. Don't be better, just be less terrible.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? It's
That's
sort of
right.
that same vein.
That's funny.
Anyway, okay, ran over. I'm good. Glad. Thanks for opening the can of worms. I needed that on a Friday. I had no
I got
idea.
you.
I had no idea this was pissing me off so bad. And I can't wait to see Maddox next week and go, congratulations, and it's no big deal at all.
Isn't the best part about doing the show is that you find little things that annoy him, and you just say, right as you come on the air,
Oh, it
you
happens.
just ask him about him, and then just let him go. Just let him go.
Listen, I am one big scab.
You are
Just pick at me, and I will bleed.
You are all the grievances of society. You have them all bundled up inside of you, ready to explode at any point.
I'm not going to lie. I spent 20 minutes watching Bill Burr reels this morning in bed. I am wound up and ready to go. Don't get me started. Champs and chumps, we ready?
Sure.
All right.
Champs and Chumps is brought to you by Washita Bar and Grill on Central Avenue in Hot Springs and BKC Home Builders. With indoor and outdoor seating, Washita Bar and Grill provides a family-friendly environment with mouth-watering food. BKC Home Builders is the premier home builder in Hot Springs, providing custom home build and remodels, both big and small. For more info, go to bkchomebuilders.com.
All right, I'm going to apologize in advance. Because, Steve East, I was not going to make you split this champ this week, but now I have to because Central Arkansas softball coach Jenny Parsons has announced her retirement after 30 years in the industry.
Wow.
So she's hanging up her cleats, or whatever softball coaches wear. And Steve East, who was the 31-year sports information director at Central Arkansas, threw out a horrific first pitch yesterday, which I can't say anything because I would be terrible, too.
RJ bad?
No, not that bad.
Okay.
Much smoother bouncing at home. He hit the bull. He hit the freaking bull. No, and then they also, this is really cool, so I guess a game ball, but not my champ, but a game ball to UCA. They named the baseball press box after Steve East. So it will be the Steve East press box. He's been there forever and ever, and
Very
I think it's
cool.
awesome, and he helped guide their sports media stuff into the Division I era. So kudos to Steve on a career well spent, and we will miss him around the ballpark, the football field, and everywhere else at Central Arkansas. So I'm sure he'll be hanging around a little bit, though, and hopefully playing a little more golf with his wife, Carrie. So kudos to both of them for a great career. My chump this week is a guy named Glenn Rogers. You may or may not know him. And it doesn't matter. You're never going to meet him because he died yesterday because he got a lethal injection in the Florida State prison.
Oh.
Yeah. He was convicted in Florida of the 1995 murder of Tina Marie Cribbs, 34-year-old mother of two. He met her at a bar. Didn't go too hot, obviously. He's a terrible person. He also has a separate death sentence in California for the 95 strangulation of a woman named Sandra Gallagher, mother of three, who he met at another bar in Van Nuys. This guy should not be allowed to go to bars anymore, and now he won't because he's dead. Apparently, he was once also eyed as part of the O.J. Simpson investigation as maybe being linked to that whole thing. There had to be a second killer.
So that's why O.J. said he was scared to live in L.A. because the killer was still around.
He might run into the killer.
It was him. That was why. Okay.
There was a documentary that raised questions about Rogers could have been responsible for the stabbing deaths of Simpson and Goldman. He was named as a suspect, but never convicted in several other slayings around the country, once telling police he had killed 70 people. This is like the guy that my friend talked to on my Cancun trip.
From Canada.
Yeah. Canadian psychopath. Yeah, he told my buddy that he said, have you ever killed someone and melted their body in acid and poured it down a drain? He said, I have. And my buddy's like, okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
You had quite the trip.
But
this is a true story.
I'm sorry, what?
But the good thing about it is his wife is now his true north and helps him not commit more murders.
Yes, this is what he told my friend. And then he also stole my friend's shoes off of their deck after their
I wouldn't have said
swim-up
anything.
suite. And he did. I got to give him credit. He went over and got him back.
No.
And the guy tells him, this is how this man thinks. The guy tells him, well, a lot of people just leave their stuff out on the deck when they check out because they don't want it anymore. He's like, yeah, no.
I'm leaving the shoes.
Now, luckily, he got the shoes, and then he got right on a plane and flew out of the country.
I thought that was the
I'd still be a little nervous for
He
a while.
left a
It's okay.
tracker
He told
in
the
those
guy his name was
shoes.
Justin Acri.
So you didn't tell him how you knew. You didn't tell him how your friend knew that guy had his shoes.
He saw him at breakfast.
He was wearing his shoes at breakfast
Wearing
the next day.
You wearing them?
He was laying a trap.
buddy.
He's like,
this whole thing feels very Dexter-like.
Yes.
But like not. Yeah.
Well, if my friend shows up dead, we're gonna know what happened.
Oh.
Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You got a champ or a chump?
Yeah, I got a chump. MLB waiting so long to reverse their ruling on letting Pete Rose in to at least be eligible for the Hall of Fame. Wish it would have happened while he was still alive. I got a champ. You talked about, speaking of naming things after, city of Hopkins, Minnesota. It's now changed its name to Paige Beckers, Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
In honor of her
Paige.
first WNBA start. She is from Hopkins, Minnesota, and they changed the name to her name. Now, it was just for one day, but I thought it was pretty cool.
Solid honor. It's like when
What else you got?
Durant left for
Yeah, the MLB.
Durant left
What'd
for
you
the
say?
Warriors. They petitioned to change Durant, Oklahoma to Westbrook, Oklahoma. I don't think that ever went through. But anyway,
Messed up.
I should have called it the Beard, Oklahoma. Remember the good old days?
good
They had all three of those guys.
They did.
Anyway, champ, I'm going to give one to the Mavericks, I guess, even though it's basically they got extremely lucky and landed the number one pick, but now their fan base has hope for the future because they're going to land Cooper Flag. Chump, it's the same as DJs. It's the MLBs. I know you can say better late than never. You're finally letting these guys in, but it would have been nice if you let them in when they could have enjoyed the fruits of their labor, maybe. But better late than never. I guess Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe
one of the
Jackson's
guys
families
gotta-
can maybe enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, look.
I think Shoeless got shafted anyway. I don't think he should have been banned. But anyway, whatever.
What did he do?
Bet on the World Series.
Alleg-
But he also had a really good World
yeah,
Series.
he played really well. Some members of that team definitely bet on it. I don't know if he
To
was
win?
one of them. 1919, right?
21.
Or 19.
1919, yeah, 1919, yes. You got something you want to share? Yeah, keep something else for me. That's fine.
Don't worry about it, Justin.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Chris and I are having our own conversation.
Don't worry
yes.
about
That's fine.
Yes.
Chris is keeping stuff from me.
Off air, on air.
He may or may not have voted on something today.
How many people voted on this?
Oh, yeah.
He wore a voted thing.
We've got secret things.
Well, I know
now.
North Little
It's
Rock
all
just
good.
had a millage that passed.
They did.
That's nice.
It's
You
wonderful.
don't see that a lot.
You do not.
I don't care. It's not my taxes.
Yeah.
Whatever. Good for you guys. I'm not saying I'll never live in North Little Rock. It's doing right now.
Good. Terry Hartwick does a good job.
Yeah,
They do a
do.
spectacular
They do.
job. I
They
love North
really
Little Rock.
do.
Yep.
I'm
he
not saying
does.
I'm in live in North Little Rock soon. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh, news?
No, but I'm just saying. Who knows?
Breaking.
Break you.
Is it a tease?
Can I give one more game ball here? This is a
Our champ?
special one. Yeah, I mean he just gets a game ball. We already gave our champs, but
Okay.
there's a guy named Andrew Dutton. He spent his first 4 collegiate baseball seasons with Division III Birmingham Southern. Now I know you've been following the Panthers program pretty closely.
Duh.
Yeah. Well, he's now part of the Auburn Tigers program. He's like a coach, like an assistant coach of sorts, like a GA kind of deal. But he also was on the roster. And so the other day, they let him, this is last week, I think it was a midweek game. They let him get in the game. First time he stepped up to the plate as an Auburn Tiger. They were playing Jacksonville State, and they were up by 18. First at bat, only at bat of his Auburn career.
Dinger.
Dinger. Or, excuse me, ping! Out. Wow. It's pretty neat. It was by a mile. He crushed it.
First
What a
swing?
story.
First swing and only swing of his entire Auburn career. So he's going to end up slugging 4,000. It's pretty awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Did they lay it up for him?
Well, no, but I'm guessing Jacksonville State wasn't throwing their top starter at that point either. They were down 18-0 or whatever it was. They were down 18 runs.
It's like Rudy, you know.
Okay, yeah.
Laid up for him.
Go get that tackle, son. Third string quarterback with a bad gippy leg, yeah. All right, we got to hit a final timeout here, and we'll come back and wrap things up. And the floor is yours, Deanna, so find something interesting to say. Oh, and we got our zone rewind, too. Oh, DJ was throwing gems all week. What?
When we come back?
Yes, when we come back.
When
Need a
we come back,
microphone.
so I guess I need a mic.
fine.
I can talk
It's
about
fine.
it.
Yeah, I know.
I got lots to say. You know.
That ain't no lie. Yeah, or maybe you could talk about the things you can't tell us about.
Yes,
That's always fun,
possibly.
too.
Well, not
I'll
on
tease,
the air.
I'll tease it.
there we
Can
go.
I tell you about something that we can all agree on?
Yes.
DJ can't wait to meet my family. They're all coming in town this week.
Oh,
and
where
he's
are we going?
You're buying us dinner at Cash.
Who?
I bet if Kane shows up, probably buy him a pork belly, too.
I would love
Absolutely.
that. I would love that.
He's a very, very generous man.
When you say Frank's coming in town?
Frank's coming in. Nancy's
You've
coming
never
in.
met Frank?
Never met Frank.
Blake's coming in.
I'm still learning.
Blake.
He got sisters and brothers. Still figuring that out.
One of each. My sister's bringing her husband. My brother's bringing his girlfriend, who I haven't met. Her name's
Oh.
Destiny. I know, sounds like a dancer, but isn't. Anyway, nice girl, apparently.
Yeah. Cool. Nice.
Well, Blake's a great kid.
He is.
So
but he's
it
a
would
girl
make
man.
sense.
He's a 30-year-old man. He's your age.
No, he's a kid.
Yeah.
He's a child.
My niece is coming with her boyfriend, and my nephew's coming with his wife.
Where's everybody staying?
Your house.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll work.
You didn't know?
Didn't know.
And you have to take them out to Cat for dinner, too. No burden here. We're friends.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we do for each other.
You're right.
Thank you. 501-850-0265. If you're making a reservation for 15 people, I'd call ahead for sure. And if you're trying to do a special event, it's also a great place to do it. 501-850-0265. CashLittleRock.com is their website. And what's today, DJ?
Oh, today is Friday, which is Fried Chicken Friday.
Yes, Fried Chicken Friday.
That's
It is
right.
delicious. That is their special on Fridays. On Thursdays, it is
Fried
catfish.
catfish Friday
So
or
good.
Thursdays.
Chef Payne Harding is doing amazing things with all kinds of things. So
Any
if you're looking-
specials coming out?
I bet there'll be a great one tonight. I should start asking them to send them to me in advance. They also had a great Mother's Day experience apparently this last week, too.
I heard.
Yeah. Anyway, special event, any occasion. 501-850-0265. It's our friends at Cash. Kaboom. We're back with the rewind after this.
If you have a passion for adventure and unmatched quality, then head to Honda of North Little Rock for the best lineup of quality motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. They have Honda's best models and will find the perfect ride just for you. That's Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Roger Scott for Gravely Mowers, working hard once again, making sure my lawn is lush, weed-free, and beautiful. By working hard, I mean, of course, I'm watching Bradley Owens mow it for me. Bradley, tell the good folks hello.
Well, hello.
That's enough right there, my good man. Pay attention, you missed a spot. What he didn't tell you is that you can take your very own Gravely Mower home today at 0% interest over 48 months. That's right, 0% interest on both residential and commercial mowers. Now, Bradley, tell them where you can go get your very own Gravely Mower.
Well, you can...
I'll finish it for you at Chapel Hardware in Pine Bluff
or Triple C Sales and Service in Conway.
Hi folks, it's Chris Zender here at Frank Fletcher Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Sherwood. Here's some great news. Our Employee Pricing Plus program is now available. Employee pricing means you pay what we pay, plus rebates to go with it. Everybody qualifies for employee pricing on any new vehicle. You pay what we pay, period. Only Fletcher Dodge has discounts up to $14,000 and finance rates as low as 1.9% for 72 months. Come in today and get employee pricing plus 3.9% financing for 72 months on new Ram trucks. New Jeep Wranglers up to $7,000 off, and the all-new Jeep Compass for only $379 a month, and that's $0 down. And on all the new Ram Heavy Duties up to $10,000 off. And don't worry about your credit. Go to FletcherCredit.com to get pre-qualified in minutes. At Fletcher Dodge, you always get the best price, the lowest finance rate, and more for your trade. Shop Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood before you buy anywhere else. Come see us in person at Fletcher Dodge on Warden Road in Sherwood, or shop online at FletcherDeals.com.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can. Only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Rainy days are great, unless your gutters can't keep up. Don't let clogged, leaky, or missing gutters cause damage to your home. Talk to the folks at Whit Davis Lumber Plus. Not only do they sell gutters, they install them as well. Seamless custom-fit gutters that are built to last and keep the water where it belongs, away from your home. Call Wood Davis today for a free estimate and let the plus be the service you can count on.
1067 Buzz 2 is your home for Arkansas Travs baseball. Hear every pitch, every crack of the bat on 1067 Buzz 2. For the full calendar, go to Travs.com. It's the greatest game on dirt, and you can hear it all on 1067 Buzz 2.
You're back in the zone. You want to get into the show but too busy to call? Message us on our live fan feedback or text us on our text line at 501-661-1037.
All right, we're wrapping it up. We're going to rewind as much as we can. We are here at Relyance Bank. It's about time to draw for a 36-inch Blackstone.
Yes.
Well, we have to do that, so let's get that done
You want
first.
that done? All right, we're going to let Chris draw.
Here we
Good.
Wow,
Here's
this
the thing.
is exciting.
If you don't get your name drawn and you really were hoping for this griddle, I can give you Chris's home address and you go over there and poke him in the eye.
There we go.
Oh, all righty. So Austin Womack.
Austin
Womack is the winner.
All right.
Phone number 501. Oh, we can't do that. No, we can't do that. Okay. Just making sure.
And they're letting you vote behind the scenes?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Final segment brought to you in part by our friends at Guadney Chevrolet. We told you to click or to ticket earlier, and regardless of what kind of vehicle you buy over at Guadney, you need to make sure you buckle up. But they do have good deals going right now. I was over there, was it yesterday? Gosh, it's been the longest week. Yeah, Chuck and I went out there yesterday, met the employee of the month, and we were hanging out for a little while, and we checked out the inventory, but there's a lot of Silverados. There are a lot of Silverados out there, and if you need a deal, that's the place to be. You know this. So go see our friends at Guadney Chevrolet. It is the James Street exit in Jacksonville. So what are they offering right now, DJ, you might ask?
What are they offering right now?
Glad you asked, DJ.
Yeah,
0% financing, actually, on all in-stock Silverados and $3,250 in customer incentives. And if you got a trade-in, they're going to give you up to $2,500 additionally than what it would normally be worth at Guadney Chevrolet. It's worth a short road trip to go on a bunch of long road trips in your new vehicle. It's GuadneyChevrolet.com. Go see our friends over there. Also, it's Military Appreciation Month at Guadney Chevrolet, so they're giving additional incentives to members of the military, and thank you for your service. Guadney's doing it for you as well, and they've got a great partnership, of course, with the folks out there at the airbase, so thankful for them, and you will be as well. Go see our friends at Guadney Chevrolet. We barely have time for a rewind because, well, we're behind. What's new? Hi, Wes. I do got to play this one clip, though, because DJ tried to convince us yesterday of something that, really had never crossed my mind before, and that is that E.T. has special powers and maybe handy with a lightsaber. It never even occurred to me.
Do you think E.T. is a Jedi?
I don't.
He has to be. The clues are everywhere.
I didn't see that question coming.
This is the morning show. Hey, ask a question. Answer it. You're wrong. Okay, thanks for asking. Glad you wanted to know. That is so you, though. That's so the morning show.
He's in Star Wars. E.T. is in Star Wars.
They're like, do you think the sky is blue?
Yeah,
The sky is not
three
blue.
of them.
That's how they typically do it.
Yeah.
Well, they ask a question, and then they answer with a question,
Yes.
typically. So it's...
Or they answer it before you get a chance to answer.
Yes.
They're like, do you think Reliance Bank is great? Reliance Bank is great. Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
Or, well, do you mean this Reliance Bank or another Reliance
And then
Bank?
there's the Tommy Smith Pact, which was, I'm only asking you this question so I can tell you what I think. Yes.
Classic.
Do you think that Clint Sterner is the best quarterback of all time? I think the best quarterback of all time is Clint Sterner. Let me tell you why. Actually, I don't even. And then we move on to another topic. It's like, can we answer? Do we get to answer our guy?
No,
I'm not even that interested in anything you have to say.
It's just a tee. He was teeing it up for himself.
I'm only interested in me.
Yes.
And what I have to say.
Classic.
Deanna, before we talk to Wes,
Yes.
tell them everything you need to know.
Oh, well, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you to the Benton community. We're thrilled to be here. It's just a great area. So if you're looking for a great community bank, this is the one. You're going to call. You're probably not going to get Chris Kane, but you might get me.
One
You might
day,
get
maybe,
Kate.
maybe.
You never know.
Yeah.
But
Kate's a real peach, isn't she?
She's wonderful.
What an angel.
Our 21st branch, and based out of Pine Bluff, Whitehall, Arkansas, and we're just
We're people
thrilled to
people.
be here. We are people.
Shout out to Lupita's Mexican food
Yes.
truck. Thanks for the 17,000 calories. I can't wait to eat the rest of these nachos.
Yes.
Amazing. And congrats to our Blackstone Grill winner. And go see your friends at Reliance Bank. They're fantastic.
Please come see us.
Absolutely. All right, Wes, the floor is yours. As the only man that predicted Arkansas would lose 10-7 yesterday, very impressive. What do you got for us tonight?
I did go with the over last night. I think it's the under tonight. Good pitching matchup. It's going to be a low-scoring game, and maybe Arkansas could find a way to win and get one of those top 4 seeds for the SEC tournament. We'll be talking Razorback baseball. Steve Sullivan, he joins us at 2:10. Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen. Brian Edwards, VegasInsider.com, has some picks for us. I'm sure we'll talk NBA with him. And Mark the Magician, speaking of picks, he'll talk about the Preakness here in about 30 minutes.
Fine, I'll listen, because I'm coming all the way back from Benton anyway. What the heck? Entertain me, Wes. Entertain me.
We'll try.
Don't forget Razorback Baseball. All right, you always do. At Razorback Baseball tonight on the Buzz, starting at 6:30 first pitch. And it's also on the SEC. You can vote behind the scenes at 1037.
Since 2009, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has provided more than $1 billion